make sure you guys visit the activity booths in the room and to win some prizes. You have the hashtag over there. You can take some pictures with some friends. And then we also have the TEDx SMU here. We have a photo booth and bingo. So you guys check that out. We have prizes that we're giving away today. We have some awesome Dr. Dre Beat headphones. I'm actually rocking those tonight. They're fun. And then we have a $500 Kendra Scott color bar, Apple iPod Touch that we're giving away, and 2 Amazon Fire HD tablets. We also want to thank our presenters, sponsors, that it would be the Embrey Foundation and Nancy Ann Hunt. So everybody give Nancy and the Embrey Family Foundation a round of applause. Awesome.
lover boy.
yourself. Visit the activity booths along the walls. We have the hashtag, we have TEDx with SMU, and we have the photo booth, and we have bingo. Don't forget to use your hashtag best self. And we're also giving away prizes today. We're giving away some Dr. Dre Beat headphones, a $500 Kendra Scott color bar, an Apple iPod Touch, and 2 Amazon Fire HD tablets. Also, we want to thank our presenter sponsors, Embrey Family Foundation and Nancy Ann Hunt. Everybody give it up for our sponsors.
Should never look so blue. You're everything I see in my dreams. I wouldn't say that to you if it wasn't true. Oh, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine, fine, so fine. Oh, girl, I'm gonna show you with your mind, oh mine, mine, oh mine, treasure. That is what you are, honey. You're my golden star. used to before. And I can't sweep you off of your feet. Will your mouth still remember the taste of love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Baby, my heart is too full as heart at 23. When my hair's all but gone and the memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. Baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. Take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh, darling, place your head on my beating heart. Thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Thinking out loud.
Let's go, girls. Come on. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Wanna make some noise. Really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout. No inhibitions, make no conditions. Get a little out of line. I ain't gonna act politically correct. I only wanna have a good time. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. Yeah. Oh, 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 they're totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Men shirt, short skirts. Oh, 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 really go wild. Yeah, doing that in style. Oh, 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 get in the action. Feel the attraction. Cover my head, do what I dare. Oh, 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 I wanna be free. Yeah, feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. The girls need a break tonight. We're gonna take a chance to get out on the town. We don't need romance, we only wanna dance. We're gonna let our hair hang down. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. Yeah. Oh, 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 they're totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Men I feel like a woman. Like a woman.
All right, ladies, we will be getting started in 5 minutes. And don't forget, we all love taking selfies. We have a hashtag over there you can take a selfie with. We have the TEDx SMU in the back. And we also have bingo and a photo booth. So check out the photo booth and bring all your girlfriends, take some cute photos. Ladies, don't forget we have prizes that we're giving away today. We're giving some cool Dr. Dre Beat headphones, a $500 Kendra Scott color bar, Apple iPod Touch, and 2 Amazon Fire HD tablets. We also want to make sure that we thank our presenting sponsors, the Embrey Family Foundation and Nancy Ann Hunt. ladies, we're about to start in less than 5 minutes. In the meantime, don't forget that we're giving away some cool prizes today. Some Dr. Dre headphones, $500 Kinder Scott color bar, an Apple iPod Touch, and 2 Amazon Fire HD tablets. Also, we want to make sure we thank our presenting sponsors, the Embrey Family Foundation and Nancy Ann Hunt. Everybody give them a round of applause for our sponsors. All right, ladies, if we can make our way to the seats, it is time for us to get started.
Is it working? Ladies, we are so thrilled to see all of you here today. My name is Rosalind Dawson Thompson. I go by Roz, so if you can't remember all those names, don't worry about it. And I am so happy to see every one of you here today. We are here to talk about being our best selves. And I'm my best self when I get to be in a room full of powerful women like this moment right now. So if you have some power, I want you to say yes. And if you have some brilliance, I want you to say yes. And if you want to show everybody your best self, say yes. Girls, you don't even know how powerful you are, and I hope today with these two awesome authors that we have and our other wonderful friends, whom I'll introduce you to in a moment, that you'll have some examples of all the ways that you can demonstrate your power, your brilliance, your strength, and that's what today is all about. So thank you all for being here. Now, to start things off in the right way, we should have a drawing or two. So I think we'll try a little drawing here, and this first one is going to be for one of these several cool gifts. I just want you to know we have an Apple iPad Touch we're going to be giving away. We have 2 Amazon Fire HD tablets. We have a party for Kendra Scott and a few of your friends, and some really cool gift cards, and we also have a selfie stick. So right now we're going to give away the selfie stick. All right? And the selfie stick, I'm going to the bottom of the barrel, is going to be for Diana M. Diana M. Come here, Diana. Great. Diana, where do you go to school? Awesome. Here, here. All righty, now we're going to give away a Fire HD tablet. And there's Diana's ticket. And we are going to give it to Jessica Buchanan from Scoggins Middle School. Woohoo! Come on. Way to go, way to go. All right, so everybody be sure you've got your tickets in here. Great. Now we're going to be making drawings all day long, so don't worry, we've got more chances. I want to tell you 2 things that you need to remember about Dallas Women's Foundation. We're the largest fund of 160 funds around the world that make things possible for women and girls. Our job is to, thank you. Our job is to do the research, raise more money to give to programs benefiting women and girls, and advocate for change for women and girls. And that's the job that we try to do every day. I want to thank Nancy Ann Hunt and the Embrey Family Foundation for being our sponsors of today's event. They really made this possible, and so we're very grateful to them. Also to Gail Griswold, who is our event chair, to Tracy Kosmetsky and all our social media champions. Eleanor Baker, please stand up. Eleanor Baker. Eleanor Baker is our board chair. And she has a very awesome daughter, Kate, by the way. And I'd like to thank all of our swag bag sponsors. We have, as you all know, in those blue bags, there's some pretty cool stuff. And it was all given to y'all, given to us to give to y'all. Luna Bars, Kendra Scott, Raising Cane's, Mary Kay, and Studio Movie Grill. So all of those folks, we want to thank them for everything that they've done. Now, simple housekeeping measures. The bathrooms are straight back. And this is not school, so when you need to go, you just get up. All right? The other thing I want you all to know is that if you have your phones with you, please feel free to get on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Our hashtag, as you know, is hashtag BestSelf or hashtag DallasWomen'sFDN, and just have at it. We'd love to have social media blown up today by what's going on here in this room. Now I'd like to introduce, before I call them up, I'll just introduce them. I'd like to introduce our 2 wonderful moderators, Veronica Torres and Jasmine Brand. We've got 2 awesome, awesome women that will be taking care of you today. Jasmine is the CEO of her own company, Brand Point. I love that name. And she's a graduate of SMU and a founder of My Forward Life, which is a women's networking organization. And she's remarkable. Veronica is Director of Business Development for the Dallas Convention and Visitors Bureau, and she and her husband also own V12 Yoga Studio down by the Farmers Market. She is very accomplished in many ways, a graduate of Johnson & Wales University, and she is one of the first to win Dallas Women's Foundation's Young Leader Award. So I'll introduce them in just a moment. And the last person I want to introduce is a truly remarkable young woman. Her name is Lauren Bagwell. And Lauren received her undergraduate degree from Baylor University, and she has now been awarded a full scholarship to graduate school at Baylor. There's nothing she doesn't do well. And Lauren had a personal journey and a personal struggle that has informed her creativity and her spoken word poetry. And so she wants you to know that it was a long, challenging battle that she fought and her poem is about, but she is 2 years in recovery and she is one strong woman. Let me introduce Lauren Bagwell.
Okay, I have a mic. We're good. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me? Is that good? Okay. Yeah, so a lot of y'all are junior high, right? I started having an eating disorder about 7th grade and didn't get diagnosed into my freshman year of college. So this is kind of about my struggle, but like she said, I am in recovery, so I just want you to know if you are struggling that you have a body that was created like nobody else's body because nobody else has your purpose. So that's kind of what I want you to take out of this, but this is kind of the story of my struggle. Bones barely dressed in flesh, the wheelchair cradled the death wish I was never granted. And she was beautiful, ribs protruding the cage, suffering through her skin. I had never seen a corpse cry before. So I caught the teardrops on my tongue like they were snowflakes, believing her strength to starve would somehow melt into me, and I too would be pretty. Like how Charlie and Ashley were pretty, letting the ends of their toothbrush massage the backs of their throats in hopes of flushing down their insecurities. I watched from a distance, analyzing every note played out in their secret symphony as if they were hallelujahs plotting my salvation. But there was no rescue, no deliverance, no mapped out directions for the disabled, unable to grow the balls to make themselves puke. There was no participation ribbon for the loser, just a certificate sketched in the stretch marks of my curves with the words, "No guy will ever love the fat girl." So I grew up hating that girl, that moth that was never quite the butterfly, that tangled up mess that started binging in junior high, that girl that would hide wrappers and napkins before placing them in trash cans so that parents and friends would never get suspicious about my self-medication. I wanted that girl to die, cried as my knees hit the ground, filling letters to the sky above, begging God to give me anorexia or just some part of me to be proud of. I placed my picture on milk cartons looking for the girl I once was, but 5 years is a long time to be missing. I guess shame makes hide and seek easy, especially when no one noticed you were gone in the first place. Like that day I sold my soul to keep the devil's secret, no longer able to keep him from raping my self-confidence, impregnating my self-image with the food baby image that this situation couldn't be aborted. I resorted to dipping each binge in devil's chocolate, sweet and suicidal, just like this girl that was never counted as a casualty. You see, society makes fun of the girls that eat their feelings. You see binging as self-sabotaging, but until you see your words are victimizing, this girl will spend the rest of her existence gazing back at her reflection, hating her beauty. Thank y'all. Oh.
Lauren, Thanks so much for that. That was amazing and beautiful, and for sharing that message. My name is Jasmine Brand, and I'm excited to be here. But I need to first make sure, are you guys really ready to have fun? Uh-oh. I'm sorry. We're going to have to do that again. Are you guys ready to have fun? All right. Okay. Well, so thank you guys so much for having me. And I wanted to share that my best self is when I'm actually connecting other women to thinking really, really big. I'm excited to actually be here.
Thanks, Jasmine. After this, I'm going to bring my camera. We need to get a selfie. You guys need to see the view from up here. This is awesome. So excited to be here. I'm Veronica Torres, and my best self is when I'm taking care of my health and doing yoga. I love to eat good, and I love to be on the yoga mat. We're going to be your guides for today. And before the event gets started, we wanted to introduce our esteemed speakers for today's event.
Veronica. Join us today is a best-selling author and speaker who believes that each person has a responsibility to treat themselves and others with dignity and respect. Who agrees with that? All right. She has committed her career to helping young people solve difficult yet common social challenges. Let's all please welcome Rosalind Wiseman.
Thanks, Jasmine. Our other best-selling author and speaker works to empower us to negotiate conflicts and to define relationships in new and healthier ways. She is the founding director of the Girls Leadership Institute. Please welcome Rachel Simmons.
You should go up. Okay. Hi, thank you. I don't need, you don't need that. You can give that to
Actually,
Rachel.
we're going to keep that here.
Yes, thank you. Hi, everybody. What's up, ladies? Wait, I gotta put this down and not be too awkward about it. Hi, yes, the view from up here is pretty cool. Hello. Are you guys ready to be your I'll take a picture while you start.
Yeah. Okay. I've been forcing her to take so many selfies. She's flexing her selfie muscle. Anyway, hi. So we are so excited to be speaking together, and I want to start off by saying that being your best self, who we are when it's hard, that is the struggle for so many of us, because character is who we are when it's hard. When it's easy, it's easy. When it's hard, that's when we really have to show up. And I want to start off by telling you a little bit about me and Rosalind, who I will call Ross. We were actually supposed to hate each other. And you may be like, why is the speaker starting this way? Let me tell you why. We both have written books about how girls can be mean to each other. Maybe you've seen the movie Mean Girls. All right, so Rosalind Wiseman wrote the book Queen Bees and Wannabes, which turned into the movie Mean Girls. I wrote a book called Odd Girl Out. And back when I was first starting my book, I was 24 years old. I had just dropped out of graduate school because I didn't like it there. And I was writing a book. And I was going around my hometown in Washington, D.C. to different schools. And I was telling them, I need to interview girls. I need to interview girls about how they're mean to each other. And all these people kept saying, you need to call Rosalind Wiseman because she's also writing a book about how girls can be mean to each other. And I thought, she's gonna hate me, I'm a threat, right? Because if she's writing a book about how girls can be mean and I'm writing a book about how girls can be mean, there's no way we're gonna be okay. Because that's what girls do. But I was pretty desperate because I was only 24 and I didn't know anybody and I didn't know how to write this book. So I called her on the phone and I said, hi. My name's Rachel, I'm writing this book. I hear you're writing a book too. And you know what she said to me? Great! Do you want to come to a school with me? Do you want to see what I do? And I couldn't believe it. Because you know what? We live in a world that tells us that girls and women are supposed to not be nice to each other, are supposed to not support each other. That's the world we live in. We live in a world that tells us that girls compete and are catty, that they will stab you in the back, but that couldn't be further from the truth. That couldn't be further from the truth with our story. I think we also live in a world where either you're really nice and everyone likes you and you're so friendly and smiley all the time, or you're the B word. There's no middle ground, right? There's no middle space. We don't talk nicely of girls who speak their minds. We don't have a good name for girls who tell the truth. We also tend to think that friends are supposed to be so happy and never have fights and go running off into the sunset together like in a movie with a really nice filter, like for Instagram. Or they totally hate each other. We don't have a language to talk about the fact that girls sometimes have to fight, and that can be okay. Because here's the thing that nobody really tells you. In order for girls to support each other, we also have to learn how to have conflict with each other. In order for girls to work together and to bring each other to new heights, we have to learn how to compete with each other. And that takes skills. Part of being your best self is knowing how to have a fight with someone and not take it personally and handle it classy. That's what part of being your best self is. And so I'm going to hand it over to Rosalind now, who is going to talk a little bit more about that. But we are here today to talk about some of the ingredients, the tools, the skills that you can learn to be your best self so that you can continue to support each other and be the best that you can be together.
All right, so I want you to think about, as Rachel was talking, like who is the girl that maybe you've had an argument with or you've been sitting on something for a really long time and you want to say something and you've never said it, and maybe you're one of those people who like sits on stuff and then they blow up about it. So one of the things we want you to think about is who is that person, and maybe as you go through the day, you walk out of here with a different way of thinking about it. Now I'm going to show you somebody. I came in last night, and I want to show you somebody besides Rachel, who as you can tell, we really like each other, and we were super psyched to be here so we could see each other too. I want to show you last night when I got here. This is one of my best, closest friends. Her name is Shantara McBride, and she grew up in DeSoto. And this woman and I, it's true. Do you know her? She oh, you do? Okay. Well, that's where I was last night. And this woman and I have had so many arguments. She gets on my nerves like you cannot even believe. If she was here right now, she would tell you exactly the same. We fight. We argue. There's nobody I would rather go into. If I'm having a problem, if I need to really challenge myself, I know that she is somebody that I can depend on. And so just like Rachel said, what I want you to think about is that friendship is not a word, it is a bond. And that bond sometimes means being able to have difficult conversations. But as Rachel said, one of the things that's really tough is that as soon as sometimes girls start talking about what they really feel, if they're mad about something, people call it that they're being mean. So we're going to really try and challenge that today so that you get to speak your truth. Now, one of the things that I would like for you all to do from today, because I have this little pet peeve, I usually have like several. So right now, I have this huge thing that's annoying me, and I hope it annoys you too. So I don't like it when people say like, oh, you're 13, you're in 7th grade, you're in middle school, you're in high school, like, oh, you're dealing with all those mean girls, like, or people just talking about girls as if girls are just always going to be naturally horrible, catty, nasty, backstabbing, people that you can never trust. Just because, let me say to you, if you have friendships that are difficult, it doesn't define your friendships. There are some girls who say, I just want to be friends with guys, right? There might be girls in this room who feel that way. It is totally fine if you want to be friends with guys, totally understandable. But to define it as like, this is who I am because you can't trust girls, means that you're denying an incredibly important part of yourself. And so what we want is for you to be able to think about, yeah, sometimes I have really difficult times, but girls are not inherently nasty, catty, superficial, backstabbing people. We are much more than that. We have incredible friendships, and that is what you deserve. So when anybody says something about how nasty girls are, I want you to be able to say, actually, don't think so. And in your own words, I want you to be able to say, we're pretty unbelievably fabulous, okay? Now, we're going to go over, Rachel? Right. We're going to go over how we do this, because it's one thing to like talk about all these words, like super general. We're going to talk about it and we're going to challenge you about how to make this real. Because sometimes when we go to these awesome events, it can be, you walk out of it and you feel like that was great, it was a wonderful feeling, but how do I apply it in my real life? And so Rachel and I are going to go through with you how we think, and you get to decide obviously what you think about it, you get to decide how this works for you. All right, and then we're not leaving here for the afternoon. Rachel's going to hang out with the girls right after this, and I'm going to hang out with some of the adults, and then we're going to hang out afterwards. So if you have questions or comments or you disagree with us, come up to us and talk to us. Rachel?
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Come up and talk to her if you disagree, and if you like it, you can just come up. I'm kidding. Okay. Just kidding. We're talking about just kidding a second. How do I go backwards? Do I go backwards like
Do you
this?
know?
Okay, I did
right,
it. Okay. Sorry, I'm technologically.
Yeah, and Rachel's the one in the bottom.
with
if
the
you were
bad
wondering.
bangs. I'm the one with the really bad bangs. Okay, so let me just start off by saying we're not just going to stand up here and be like, you know, girls have to learn how to have conflicts. Like, I need you to know I am not like this perfect person who goes around telling girls how to be. All right, so that's me in the middle, the summer after 8th grade, and one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life was to stop speaking to the girl on the left in the blue. That's Noah, my friend Noah, on the left for me pointing there. I really wanted to be accepted by this popular group of girls at my school, and I did something to Noah that ended up causing her to leave our school. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm like 154 years old now. I mean, I feel that way. Like, it's been a long time since I was in 8th grade. Sorry, I'm just trying to make you guys laugh. Tough crowd, tough crowd. Come on, people. Come on. Are you in food coma? Is that what's happening here? Help a sister out. Okay, listen. So, it happened a long time ago, right? It happened a long time ago, and I never forgot it. And even now, the older I get, the more I miss Noah's friendship, the more I regret doing what I did. But my point to you is this: I'm not perfect. I don't assume anybody in this room is perfect. Rosalind certainly isn't perfect. Being your best self is a journey everyone is on. And 9th grade was not the last time I did something worth apologizing for. In fact, I owe my brother a big fat apology right now. Just so you know. You can find me later if you want to hear the story. Yeah. But the point is, really, that this is real for everyone. And it's not like we know things that you don't know. We're all in this journey together, and you have to forgive yourself sometimes and just keep trying. Because honestly, I don't want to be friends with the girls who deny everything. You know how girls deny stuff? You know what I'm talking about? Right? A girl will do something right in front of your face, and you call her on it, she's like, I didn't do that. And you're like, I just filmed it. I filmed it. I filmed it. I mean, we don't have time to get into why girls deny stuff, but let's put it out there that it does happen. And so I think it's just really important to be real and to be honest from the get-go. That nobody's perfect, and that, again, I don't want to be friends with the girl who denies everything. I want to be the friends with the girl who can say, I screwed up, and I'm going to try again tomorrow. And I think the more you can be that person, the better off you're going to be. So that's a little bit about my story. We're going to dive in right now. Are you going to tell a little bit about your story really quickly? About your being your best self?
No, I think
I'm going to dive in. So let's get into the first tool of being your best self. And I'm going to talk about it in terms of friendship. Let's see if I can get the PowerPoint up. Great. We're going to talk about what I would call emotional respect. How do you know if you have a true friend? Well, I think a true friend respects your feelings, even if she disagrees with them. And so if you want to be your best self, part of that means being able not to say things like, why are you being so sensitive? Chill out. I was just kidding. You're taking this the wrong way. Now, a lot of girls will say this to each other when a girl is expressing a feeling that they may not agree with. So for example, let's say, okay, you know how there are some girls who always freak out about a test, but you know they're going to get an A? And you're just like, ugh, stop. I totally failed. That's what the girl's saying. And you're just like, shut up. Like your exorcist voice is going really hard, because I think a lot of girls have an exorcist voice. I'm not saying it's not annoying, but what I am saying is that if you want to truly respect someone in your life, sometimes they're going to feel different ways than you do. Sometimes they're going to feel ways that make you just roll your eyes and want to poke your eye out with a remote control, all right? But respect is not just about kind of like, you know, being nice in the way that we talk about. I think what respect really means is being able to say, it's going to be okay. You will be fine. I'm sure you did fine on the test. Or, I mean, I'll give you a really kind of silly example. If I tell you I have a dog and my dog's not feeling well and you're thinking to yourself, it's just a dog. I mean, I understand some of you may not be dog people. That's okay. If you want to respect my feelings, you're not going to say, Rachel, don't be so sensitive. You're going to say, Rachel, I'm sorry your dog is not well. But girls do this a lot. They challenge each other a lot about their feelings. And it doesn't feel good because, you guys, don't you feel like your feelings are such a part of who you are? I always feel like emotions are like a GPS. Like your feelings are like this GPS for yourself. So if I say to you, I am standing at the corner of anxious and insecure, which I would never say because that would be weird, but like if I said I was like, if I tell you I feel anxious and insecure, I feel like I'm giving you this little GPS reading for what's going on. That's my way of being real with you. I am telling you this is what's going on for me in this moment. And if you say, get over it, why are you being such a drama queen? Why are you taking this so personally? Well, I just feel like you totally invalidated me. And these are the little ways that we do it. And so I want to talk about a big example of how we can sometimes disrespect each other's feelings. And I'm going to start by asking you a question. Is everybody paying attention? If you were in food coma, now just register back in. It's okay. Come back to me. It's okay. I understand. I used to be in the audience of these things when I was your age. And, you know, you go in and out. I want you to think about this question. When girls say they're just kidding, what percentage of the time do you think they are really just kidding? I'll repeat that question. When girls say they're just kidding, what percentage of the time do you think they're really just kidding? Talk to somebody at your table about this for 1 minute. How are we doing on time? Trying to get the audience more comfortable. Ooh, that's tough.
No,
Is that
310.
okay? Yeah? Okay. All right. Yeah. I can barely hear myself.
No, you're
I feel
good.
like I need light.
You're good. Watch, wait, watch, let me see. All right, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but
after that, then it's your turn. And
Yeah.
you're going to kick it. You're going to go from assertive
Got
to...
it.
Okay. Got it. All right. I think I'm going to go into the audience and get some responses.
Okay.
Okay? All right. I'm coming back.
well, wait, Rachel, let me do that and you facilitate.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. Rosalind is coming down. I want to hear like 10 numbers. So if Rosalind, raise your hand and Rosalind's going to come over to you. You just say the number. So what percentage of the time when girls say they're just kidding, do you think they're really just kidding?
0.
0. I don't think that's on. Is that not on? You got to click it on.
She said 0.
0.
Like 3%. 5.
11.
10. 7.
All right.
100.
3 more.
Negative 100.
Negative. Okay. 3 more.
50.
50, that's so good.
0.001.
Oh, somebody has to be a mathematician.
Oh, I was going to say 0.001. Yeah.
0.00001.
Of course, you guys are all brilliant with like decimal points. Math not being my forte. Okay, so ladies, here's what's super funny. If you ask guys that question, their numbers are really high. They're like 85%, 90%. And you ask girls that question, for the most part, people's answers are low. Raise your hand if your number was lower than 50%. Lower than, oh, sad times. Okay, and if your number was higher than 50%? Higher?
It's
Higher.
okay,
No
you can
elbows.
admit it.
You be proud, it's okay.
Yeah, you can admit it if
It's
you
actually
actually
good,
think it's good.
You can admit it. You can totally admit it. So why does this happen? Well, I think it's because when girls say they're just kidding to each other, it's often because they're saying something really rude without wanting to take responsibility for it. It's like when you play Monopoly, you have a get out of jail free card. You remember that game, Monopoly? Right? So you'd be like, my God, your butt looks huge in those jeans. Just kidding. You can't get mad at me. And then what happens is, if you're the person who hears the just kidding, you can't say anything, right? Because if I try to say to you, well, I think that was kind of rude, what are most girls going to say right back to me? Right, look at that. You all know. You're just going to shut me down and tell me I'm being too sensitive. Get over it. And meanwhile, my exorcist voice is in full effect, right? First I'm going to be like, shut up. I really highly recommend you all get in touch with your inner exorcist voice because it's awesome. It's awesome. So,
You're good.
it doesn't feel good. But here's what also bothers me about it. What bothers me about just kidding is that it's an act of emotional disrespect. When we give other girls a hard time for not taking a joke that we made, we're basically telling them, I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. You got to feel the way I feel. I want you to think this is funny. I want you to think that this was a great joke, even if you don't feel like it's a great joke. So it's not that jokes are bad, right? You can tell that I'm standing here. I want to make you laugh. It's that some jokes aren't funny, and we have to be able to say to people, No, actually, that's not cool. We have to be able to do what's called setting a boundary. And setting boundaries in our relationships, being able to say, right here is where I need you to stop, is not only part of getting respect, but it's also how we give respect. So I want to teach you a tool that has been extremely effective in my life and in the lives of, at this point, thousands of girls and guys. It's called the NJZ, which is the no joke zone. But again, it's the NJZ, that's how we call it. And it goes like this. Every single person in this room, including me and Ross, we all have NJZs. We all have things that we personally don't like being made fun of about. So when I was in middle school, my feet got really big, and they are still really big. We can talk about it later. All the big-footed women represent. What's up? Thank you. And you know what? The shoe store always has your size, just so you know. Things that eluded me when I was 13, but if you ever made fun of me and you like called me Flipper when I was younger, because there was this total tool who did. But anyway, if you did, I took that pretty personally. I did not like being made fun of for my feet. If you made fun of my friend Daniela's feet, she didn't care because her feet were not a big thing. For her, her hair was, because she felt like her hair was really big. She was really sensitive about her hair. I didn't care if you made fun of my hair, because that wasn't my thing. So you guys, what was my NJZ? And Daniela's was? All right, so find someone next to you, introduce yourself, and interview her. Find out what her NJZ is, and tell her yours. Take a minute to do that.
All right, I'm gonna go around and do that.
Yes, perfect. And then what?
I'm a little worried about those next slides, the passive aggressive.
Yeah, you think they're too much?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just think I think that we don't need to do it.
Okay.
I'm not really sure at this moment how to stop that.
Well, I can do, well, it'll probably be 10 more minutes.
Because we could do the icebreaker, right? Like
Yeah.
we could go right to like why, whatever.
We can totally do that. You can, I mean, like we could run over there and skip right to the slide.
You decide.
Well, let me see what time it is.
I think it's 2:40.
And we have a half an hour, right?
Oh,
No, it's
33.
2:33.
Oh,
I can
40.
stop at
Never
40
mind. Yeah.
and then,
Okay, you want me to go around and do
Yes.
that?
Rosalind is coming around. So let's pause here for a minute. And just like we did before, if you put your hand up, all you have to do is say what your NJZ is. And this is an opportunity to open up the room, share with your fellow sisters what you don't like being made fun of about, and make it possible for others to do it too. So just put your hand up, she will come to you. There's people over here.
And
or
you
there's one over
can't.
there.
You have to do your own NJZ. You can't say other people's.
Yeah,
NJZ.
you have to say your own NJZ.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you still want to raise your hand? Oh, you got it.
My hair.
Great, your hair. Let's just get a bunch, as many as you can get.
Hair.
My eyebrows.
My friends. My friends, family, and ears. My chest. My chest. My legs. My legs.
How many more, Rachel?
2 more.
My feet and my family. My height and family.
All right.
My face.
Give yourself some snaps. Give yourself some snaps. Some snaps. I love the snaps. There are a couple things I want to say about this. First of all, I love that you guys were brave enough to share your NJZ. That was why I was giving you all the snaps. Because there's something that girls often do. They often start sentences in their head with, I'm the only one who. And I got to tell you guys, I never want you to say, I'm the only one who. Because when you feel that way, when you think I'm the only one who's sensitive about this, or I'm the only one who's worried about or insecure about that, you make it so much harder to help yourself out of whatever hole you're in. Because you are not alone. Not that you are not a special snowflake, because you are a special, all of you are special snowflakes. You are. But the truth is, you're going through things that all girls go through. And so you have to remember you're not alone. Now, there are 2 steps to the NJZ. This is going to change your life. Are you ready to have your life changed? It's going to happen. If somebody says something to you that triggers your NJZ, you could walk out of here using this. I come back to schools 5 years after I visited, and the girls come up to me and they say, we remember the NJZ, so this can really work. If somebody says something to you that triggers your NJZ, all you have to do, you say NJZ, however you want to say it. The other person has to apologize. Sincerely. That means you look them in the eye and you do not burn any calories. This is what I mean. If you go, I'm sorry, I just burned a calorie, that is a bad apology, okay? Just look somebody in the eye, and then you talk about something else. You change the subject. Actually, if we can put the slide up there, that would be awesome. You talk about something else. You do not have an epic drama of like, nobody loves me, why is everybody hitting my NJZ? Don't do that. It's awkward and weird for everyone. This is supposed to be a low drama tool, like we keep it chill, and you just move on, because the reality is everybody has made jokes that have hit the NJZ. We've all had it done to us and we've all done it. The point is you're setting a boundary. That's what you are doing. I will give you one final parting, two parting things. One, boobs are a universal NJZ. I have never met a girl who's come up to me and been like, Rachel, I love it when my friends make fun of my boobs. It's so great. Girls just don't want their boobs made fun of, okay? And you know who you are, because I fully remember doing it in middle school, so stop it. Nobody likes it. Second of all, if you think that this idea is totally stupid, I don't care. I mean, I get it. Like, you may not be agreeing with this. But here's what I want you to remember. A good friend, a respectful friend, respects when you say no. And that's what you need to do as well. You can call it the NJZ, you can call it whatever you want, but that is how you will be your best self. That was how you will surround yourself with people who help you be your best self. So that is the NJZ. Okay, I'm going to jump to one more tool before I kick it back to Rosalind. We're going to talk about communication. I want to start by asking you to sit in your chairs the way you think a typical guy sits in his chair. Right now, sit in your chair the way you think a typical guy sits in his chair. You look great. I should have recorded that. You look gorgeous. All right, you're having too much fun. You're enjoying this way too much. Stop having so much fun. Okay. Now I want you to sit in your chairs the way you think a typical girl sits in her chair. How does a typical girl sit in her chair? I'm gonna move through this really quickly. Okay. All right. You may have just noticed that it was way more fun to sit like a guy. Actually, if you ever ride the subway or like public transit, do you notice that dudes sit in their chairs like this, even at rush hour? Like, I lived in New York City for many years, and they call it man spreading. It's true. Look it up. Anyway, when I ask you guys to sit like a guy, everybody opens up, because guys get a lot of permission to take up space with their bodies, with their voices, with their opinions. That exercise, it's not just about sitting. It's about what we call gender norms, the unwritten rules that girls and guys grow up with. I ask you to sit like a girl, everybody's body goes inside, like this. You contract. That means that we grow up being told how to speak and how to take up space and whether or not that's okay. And that is going to affect how we learn to communicate. We spoke earlier about how it's important to learn how to communicate when things are hard. But a lot of times girls don't learn that, because girls are supposed to be nice. Girls are supposed to be friendly. Girls are supposed to keep those negative feelings to themselves. So right now I'm going to jump with you through 3 different kinds of communication that you will come across and engage in your life. And we'll talk about which one tends to be the healthiest. So let's get the slides up, please. There are 3 ways we tend to communicate: aggressive, passive, and assertive communication. Now, to do this first one, I want everybody to find a partner next to you. Place your palms against that partner, 2 people at a time, 1 to 1, 2 people at a time. If you see somebody at a table who needs a partner, get up and go sit with her. Once you have, ooh, that's much better. Once you have your partner, put your palms against her, Choose one person to be A and one person to be B. When I say go, I want A to push against B. Go. Push. Stop. When I say go, I want B to push against A. Go. Stop. Drop your hands. What happened when you pushed against somebody? What'd they do? They push back? Sometimes people fall over, it's true. It does happen. But actually, our instinct when someone pushes on us is to push back. We want to defend ourselves. And the same thing, ladies, is true in communication. When you have a problem with someone, when you need to have a conflict with someone, it's because you need them to do something for you. You need them to start doing something or stop doing something. If you push on somebody when you talk, you will not get what you want from them. And aggressive communication is when you ask for what you want in a way that hurts or disrespects the other person, and that's when you start pushing. So I want to repeat that to you. When you have a conflict with someone, when you have a problem, anybody bothering you, anybody getting on your nerves, you need that girl, that guy, that adult to do something for you. You need them to get them to do what you want. So how you communicate will make a big difference. Aggressive communication will almost never really get you what you want in the long run. Passive communication is when you drop hints to try to get what you want. You know how girls do this? Right? So let's say you guys, I'm mad at you. You guys are all just one person right now. And if I'm passive, I come to school and you guys are like, hey, Rachel, and I'm like, oh, hey. Oh, hey. And you're like, hey, I'm like, hey. I'm dropping a hint. I want you to know I'm mad at you, but I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to tell you what. You know how girls do that? Girls expect each other to magically guess how they're feeling, and if you don't guess how I'm feeling, oh, I will get biblically mad at you. Biblically mad at you. So if you're a hint dropper, you're also not going to get what you want. If you want to be your best self, I want you to try to be assertive. Assertive communication is when you ask for what you need in a clear, respectful way. You're not burning calories. Okay, this is not a workout. Communication is not a physical workout. I'm just letting you know. You're making eye contact. And Rosalind's gonna talk, this is Rosalind's specialty. Like, you just should know you are in the presence of, like, seriously a massive communication expert right here. Like, I'm just gonna be listening to everything she says so excitedly. But I do wanna leave you with this, because when you listen to Ross, you're gonna be like, oh, wow, I wish I could do that. I wanna do that. I want you to remember something. It takes practice. Nobody nails anything on the first try. Girls are so hard on themselves. So many of you in this room, you are ambitious. You are here today on a Sunday to learn because you expect a lot of yourselves. You have to know that anything you want to be good at in life, including how you talk, including how you tell somebody how you feel, that takes practice. So as you listen to Rosalind, I want you to be thinking, who am I going to practice that with? Where am I going to practice? Are you going to do it in the mirror? I sometimes practice in the mirror. You're going to practice with your dog, for those of you who are a dog person? I'm not even joking. It takes practice, so give yourself that chance and remember that this is a skill like any other.
All right, so I want to show you some things that, because I work with people a lot that are your age, just like Rachel does, and so here's something I want you to think about in terms of like things people say. I hate how people keep getting into my business and judging me before they talk to me and find out the real story. So I want to know, because I don't know you all, right? I just introduced myself to you all a little bit, so I don't know your lives. Can anybody relate to this situation, to feeling this way? Okay, now here's another one. It doesn't matter what people say. If they're gossiping or they're saying, backstabbing, saying nasty things about somebody, sure, someone's reputation gets trashed for a few weeks, but then the gossip moves on to somebody else. So what we have is, Rachel's talked to you about communication or what happens. I'm going to talk to you, continue about like what happens when people are doing stuff that you don't like. How are you going to get control over a situation that you don't maybe feel so much control over? Or if you do, you've got to go crazy, right? The way Rachel is talking about, where it's so assertive and it sort of blows up in your face. So here's the thing I want you to look at. Okay, This is an iceberg, right? So the reason I'm bringing, Rachel and I thought we should use this as an image for you all is because everybody is an iceberg. And what you can see, like when you're talking to people or when you're mad at somebody or anything, you can only see what's above the water, right? When you're talking to somebody, when you're interacting with somebody, even people you know really well, we really, for the most part, you see what's above the water. But what we have, just like icebergs, like in real life, is that the stuff that's underneath that you can't see is way bigger, way deeper, and it really is the thing that's often motivating the stuff that comes out. So when somebody's doing something crazy, like when somebody does something you think you do not understand why they're acting this way, it's because of the stuff that's under the water, right? You just can't see it. And one of the things that's really important that connects to what Rachel was saying is that the way in which you think about how you can get angry is usually underneath your ice. It's like underneath the water. It's like, what have you been raised to think about how you communicate your anger? Because in my experience, just like Rachel's, what we see is girls usually sitting on things and never saying anything or saying something bad to themselves, sitting on something and then blow it and like being passive and then people blow them off, sitting on stuff and then like blowing up, but then you look ridiculous because people are like, why are you blowing up about this really small thing? But you're not blowing up about the small thing, you're blowing up about all the stuff that happened before it, right? But you just look like you're blowing up about this small thing, and then people can make fun of you even more because it looks like you're being ridiculous, which is super annoying. And then the other part is, sort of on the other side, is that some girls, when they get mad, have the attitude that Rachel was referring to. It's like, oh, you've like messed with me? I am now gonna destroy you, all right? So, but none of those actually get what in the long term, short term and long term, what you want, which is actual control of yourself in the situation. Because somebody making you so mad that you go after somebody like with revenge or you try and destroy somebody actually is not you in control. You are actually being controlled by the situation. I don't know about you all, but there are plenty of people who try and start getting somebody in trouble by saying like, oh, you should go fight her, or you should go do this. And when you get manipulated into that situation, it looks like, or people trick themselves into thinking they're in control because they're the ones that are like, you know, they look so scary, but they got set up by everybody else. And if anybody is gonna get in trouble, like at schools, if you've ever been in a situation where people are getting in a fight and they surround people, or that can be online too, the person who's starting the fight actually is getting worked, is getting manipulated. So here's another thing I want you to think about. Anybody play Zelda? Anybody do Clash of Clans or Mario? Anybody play COD or Call of Duty? Now, everyone look at me. I do a lot of stuff with girls in games. You know how when we talk about the NJZ is really good and I use it myself, like in my own life, but I think that lots of times, and maybe you think this is wrong, but I think lots of times in schools or things like this, when we talk about how we should talk to each other when we've got like our feelings and things like that, it's weird and it's cheesy. Like any strategy that I would teach you or Rachel would teach you or anybody would teach you anywhere, it just seems weird and like sort of weak and just cheesy to talk about like how you're supposed to talk about your feelings. So here's the way I want you to think about it, all right? This is a little weird, but I want you to think about it this way. When you're going to play a game, and I don't care, it could be one of these games, it could be, I don't care if it's a Kim Kardashian app, like I do not care. It is when you're about to go to play a game, you think about what are my resources, what are my weaknesses, what are my strengths, like what, do I have the right armor, do I have the right this, do I have the right that, and what is the other person's stuff, like what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, is this the right time for me to make this move, how do I do it, like where am I? All of those things that you do in a game, and again, I do not care what game you play, it's exactly the same strategy I want you to think about when you are getting into a social conflict. Because you all know that if you, for example, go talk to somebody like when everybody else is around you, everybody else is gonna go, oh, what's going on with that, right? And then the other person that you're mad at, that you're trying to talk to, you could have the best way of talking, the way Rachel said, but if you do it in front of everybody else, all of a sudden it's gonna be drama and everyone's gonna be really interested in it, right? And then that person that you're talking to is gonna get really defensive and they're not gonna listen to a word you say. So if you're feeling basically physically safe with this person, you gotta really think about how you can talk to them or communicate assertively the way Rachel talked about, but you gotta do it in a really strategic way, just like you play a game. And you don't play a game to be like, to score 100% and the opposing side gets nothing. That is not the way games are played. You do your best, you practice, you practice, you practice, you keep going, And the more you practice, the better you get. That is how I want you to think about this. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to handle a situation when someone's getting in your business and trying to figure out if they really care about you or if they want to start drama, okay? So here's my version, and Rachel and I have talked about this for years. Here's my version of the cheesy way that you talk about your feelings, okay? So the first thing is you think, like, where am I going to do this, when and where, now or later? Like, when am I doing this? Because you really got to think about when and where. The second is you explain, like, what is it you want, what you don't like, and what you want, even if it's happening to you every day. If somebody is ridiculing you, going over after your NJZ every single day, so it seems like every single day, so why should I complain about it? Because I haven't complained about it for all this time before. It's really hard to be able to sit on this. It's really hard to actually be able to speak your truth, right? So it's okay. It is acceptable. It is more than acceptable to talk about the things that you don't like, even if it seems like it happens all the time. Okay, the third step is you affirm and you acknowledge. Affirm means you have the right to be treated with dignity, like worth, and you have to think about anything that you did that contributed to the problem, which does not mean you're to be blamed for it. It means, like, if you've been sitting on something, like Rachel talked about, then you need to say that as part of your seal. Like, I have been sitting on this for a really long time because it's really hard. It's really hard for me to talk about. You could also, this acknowledge could be, yes, actually, I know we're in this really big fight, and I did say some nasty stuff, on Snapchat, right? I might have done something nasty on Instagram too, okay? If you want to, and Rachel and I really, I think I can speak for Rachel in this, like, we don't care if you're friends. This is not about, like, every girl has to be friends with every girl, at all. This is about girls being able to take themselves seriously, for other girls to take each other seriously, for you all to reach your best selves. That's what this is about. So if you want to be, you need to think about if you've got, like, a super dysfunctional relationship, like friendship or relationship, I don't care who it is. You got to think about, like, why am I in this friendship? What am I sacrificing? Like, there's got to be some good stuff in it, right? Because you're getting good stuff from your friendship. But sometimes you could have friendships that are like, I don't know, like it could be your closest friend. It could be like 85% miserable and 15% good, right? And you're thinking, why am I in this friendship? This is ridiculous. It's 85% a nightmare. Why am I doing this? Because you're getting something from it, but something also could be happening, which is it's really hard to talk about this stuff. Adults have a really hard time doing it. In fact, ask the adults that brought you today when they have had a really hard time with this. When you go home, when they drive you home, ask them who they have had a hard time, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that they've had these experiences as well. All right, now I'm gonna give you 2 examples. And part of SEAL, just like I said about the game, is that the person's gonna push back, they're gonna counter. So you gotta know, you gotta think about what could be my possible counters. So now what happens if somebody says, you're walking down the hallway or you're sitting anywhere and your phone, and you get some kind of message, did you hear what people are saying about you, right? And when that happens, like your heart jacks up, right? You get super anxious. I don't care how much in control you look, it is very difficult to maintain your calmness when that's happening. So for the teenagers that I work with, this is what they say to me, is like what they would rather do. They would rather, this is like their things that they would think about. They'd rather like disappear forever, okay? Just like, I'm gone. They want to do reconnaissance to try and figure out who did what, right? Like figure out who is guilty and then destroy them, right? They want to devise an evil plot to get back at this horrible person who did this to them. And I think a lot of people, by the way, boys do this too, is that they say, whatever, it's not worth it, but then they really super worry about it a lot. And I think one of the things that's amazing that I tell teachers, and because both of us do a lot of training of teachers, but when I talk to teachers and parents about this, it is amazing to me that actually young people do as well as they do in school with this kind of stuff happening to them all the time. Because literally when this happens to you, and you can tell this to the adults in your life that are not here, your brain literally gets hijacked. Like you can't, the part of your brain that remembers how to conjugate Spanish, for example, freaks out and it can't think. And all you can think about and all you can feel is the anxiety of people talking about you. So here's what I want you to think about doing instead. And if you want this, I can email, and Rachel and I can email all of this stuff to you if you want it. So here's what I want you, this is a ideal conversation that you would sit down and practice. And any part of this that you do in real life is a success. And I mean it, any part. So the first thing is, when somebody comes up to you and they say like, oh my gosh, did you hear that people are saying stuff about you? I want you to think about what the motivation of the person is. Do they care about you, or do they want to start drama? Now there's another way that people do this too, and this is super tricky, is that somebody will come up to a girl and they will say, are you okay? There are two reasons for that. One is they really care about you. The other is they want to try and get information from you so they can start and do more gossip. So you've got to be, this is about you being in control and being able to see stuff as it's coming to you. So the first thing I want you to do is, what is the messenger's motivation, right? Here's the way I look at it. If the person is more concerned about you, like how you're doing, then they care about you, right? They want to know like how you're feeling. Then you know that that person cares about you. If they're talking to you about what you're going to do about it, then they want to start drama. Does that make sense? Will you remember this? This is super important for the rest of your life. If they care, they will focus on you. If they don't care, they were going to focus on what you're going to do about it. So this thing that I have up here about like, thanks for telling me, please don't talk about this with other people, that's not because, that's like a really sort of weird, cheesy thing to say. All I want you to do is have something in your head that you can say immediately when somebody says this to you, so you don't do what's totally natural, which is, what? What are you talking about? And then you get all caught up in what the person's saying. To the person, again, this is the ideal still. You have to take this and put it into your own words, and anything Rachel's saying to you, you have to put this into your own words, otherwise it is not going to work, right? We are not you. You have to put these things in your own words. It's just about having a strategy to think about. So the explain here is, I hear you're talking to X about me, whatever it is, be specific. I'm not asking you to tell me if it's true, because you know what happens in those situations. The girls will try and like kill you with details or try and focus on somebody else. I'm asking that if you stop, I'm asking you to stop if you're involved in any way. I know I can't control it, but I'm showing you the respect to come to you face to face. Now, you do any of this, that's awesome. Somebody should thank you. But that's not, sometimes you can't expect that. So what a girl could say is, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. Or that girl did it over here. And then you start thinking like, oh really? And then you totally forget. And that means you got worked. So here's what I want you to do instead. Don't bite on that. Don't get tricked by that. If I did something that upset you, I want to know, but if you're mad at me, you have to tell me. And remember what Rachel said about when girls are mad, you actually, if you are mad, girls, you have the right to say that you're angry. What you don't have the right to do is make somebody feel like dirt in the process. So, if you are friends, and again, you don't have to be friends, or maybe you were and now you're not. We used to be good friends. If you ever want to talk about this, I'm here. And then you're out. Then you can walk away. Now, is that going to stop this girl, or by the way, this guy, from talking about you to other people? No, it is not. I can't promise you that. Rachel can't promise you that. But what it does do is it controls what's happened. You are in control of the moment, right there. Now I'm going to give you one more, which is how do you deal with a fake apologizer, right? Rachel talked about that a little bit. So here's a way to think about a fake apologizer using SEAL. How much time do we have? You tell me. 10 minutes. Okay. So you have a person, what if you had the person who's been gossiping about you, you did that awesome SEAL, and they did it again, right? Because that's the world we live in. Sometimes people do not just do what we say we want, they don't do what we want. So the fake apologizer is like, okay, fine, sorry, can we drop this now? Well, maybe you're in a situation where you, with a friendship, or by the way, with people that you get into relationships with, is that they'll apologize and apologize and apologize, and they don't mean it. So how do you handle it? And girls, I want you to really think about this for the people that you end up dating, however you define that, okay? The way you just apologize doesn't seem like you mean it. If I'm wrong, tell me. Person says, why are you being so dramatic? Just the way that Rachel said. Or they say, okay, fine, I'm sorry, do you forgive me now? Here's what I want you to do. Look, I don't want you to make a big deal out of this. I just want you to say what you mean. Otherwise, don't say it. And then you walk. You don't wait for this person. I mean, if that person says, okay, I'm really sorry, the way that Rachel said, without burning calories, then you know that you had a friendship that had like a big conflict that was really hard, and now your friendship has gotten stronger because of actual truth that has gone back and forth between you all. That's when you know. You actually know sometimes, remember I said friendship is a bond, it's not just a word? You know, one of the best ways to know that you are tight, tight friends is that you have had a disagreement and you've actually been able to talk to each other. Remember that picture? Remember I started off? Shantaran, she has gotten so angry at me, steam out her ears. But she wouldn't even talk to me one time for like 2 days. We were like adults. She would not talk to me because she said to me, I cannot talk to you, you're making me so angry, right? I cannot do it. That's okay, I gave her some space, and then she talked to me about why she was angry. You know what? She was right. She had a really good reason. I mean, it's her feelings anyway, and I can't take those feelings away. But when she told me why she was mad, I was like, yeah, you're right. That was really annoying. What I did was terrible. I'm sorry. So what we want to do now is we want you to think about how do we bring this all together for the rest of the day? Because as I said a few minutes ago, it is easy to sit in these chairs and like eat your sandwiches and like, you know, it's a beautiful room. There was a prom here last night, by the way. I was here like outside and I saw like all these like beautiful lights outside and kids. So there was a prom here like 12 hours ago. I want you to think about when you're in situations, like we're here, right, and you're thinking about this stuff, it's easier to think about it. Way harder, for example, for going to like a dance and you see somebody and somebody comes up to you and says like, I can't believe that girl is dressed like that, right? Which unfortunately I'm pretty sure happened last night in the same room, right? So how do we actually take these moments and internalize them and make them your own? And so that's what Rachel and I are going to do for the last thing that we do with you all together is how do we do it so it becomes your own? And you don't have to agree with like pretty much like anything we say. The most important thing I think we both want is for you all to take ownership of your own words so that you're not being worked or manipulated by other people or by the situations that you're in.
Great. So take a moment and think about what you've heard over the last hour or so. And I want everyone to think about one way you might just try to be your best self based on what you heard Rosalind and I talking about. We talked about a lot of things today. We talked about women and girls supporting each other and not giving into the idea that girls are supposed to be mean. We talked about emotional respect. We talked about the NJZ and not giving in to people who keep making fun of us. We talked about 4 steps, SEAL, S-E-A-L. We talked about communication styles, being a fake versus a genuine apologizer. What is one way that you want to try to be your best self based on what you just heard? Take a minute and talk to someone next to you. What's something you could try?
One concrete thing.
And then I'll just run around.
Okay, cool. Okay. Because you love that and I denied that too.
A little bit. A little bit.
Tell them.
We're just going to get a couple responses and then we'll take it back to you.
And I'm going to get some water. You ready? Rachel, you ready? Did you just stick a ticket in there? Yeah. Oh, all right, everybody. Look at me. Focus on me. Okay, Rachel loves to circulate. She does. You know that thing I was doing before with the microphone? That was like denying one of her favorite things to do. So Rachel's going to go into the audience and she's going to ask you several of you, what is one thing that you can do concretely that, like, if Rachel and I saw you a week from now, you would remember this is the thing that you learned here that you made your own.
But you have to raise your hand because I don't want to like
cost you? Because that's awkward. Yes.
I'm gonna use no burning calories.
No burning calories. All right. Do you have your hand up over here?
Yeah. The seal.
Awesome.
No burning calories. I love it.
I won't let issues sit.
Okay.
See how much Rachel loves this. We cannot deny this to Rachel. She
Please
must
do not
have
deny
this.
me.
No joke zone.
And Jay-Z. Do you have your hand up?
No.
Okay. You want to talk about it? No, I'm kidding. Okay. Sorry. Hi.
To learn, like, don't be afraid to say no.
No what?
I can't hear.
Don't be afraid to say no.
Don't be afraid to say no.
Okay.
All right. How many more? 2 more? 3 more?
Sure. There's one that's, okay, never mind.
Hello, ma'am.
I have to shift from being aggressive to assertive.
Say it again.
I have to shift from being aggressive to assertive.
You have to change aggressive to assertive? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Stop judging others' emotions.
Stop judging others' emotions. All right.
Okay.
That was awesome.
All right, it's good?
Yes.
All right, so we are about to give you a little bit of a break, and then you're going to hang out with us in various ways for the rest of the afternoon. Got it?
Got it. Hi. That was awkward.
And I want you to I want to thank you all before I stop talking right here on this podium. I want to thank you all very much because I don't get to work with Rachel very often, anymore. And so to be able to work with her is really, really special. And I have to tell you, as maybe there are women here in the room with you that you're gonna, as years go or right now, you're gonna work together and do amazing, amazing things. And I have to tell you, because this kind of work is hard. Whatever you decide to do, things will be hard. But if you have a couple people here that you really depend on and have your back, not only do you get to do and achieve the things you want to do, it's a lot more fun.
I agree. I'm just going to give you a hug.
Oh, gosh.
I love her.
She said
Anyway,
it all.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right, see you later.
Okay.
Is this on? Awesome. Hey guys, we have a selfie stick. So we're going to turn around and you guys get rowdy because we want to make sure we post this too. And if you want to see it, it definitely be on Twitter. So everyone get ready. I'm going to count to 3 and we're going to do a selfie. A little higher, higher. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yoo! Did it work?
I don't know.
Jasmine, here we are.
I think it took it.
No, you got to get the people. There you go. All right, Sarah, you got to tell us if it took the selfie or not. That's an awesome pick. So I hope everyone has learned something so far. Clap if you've learned a lot today. Yeah, me too. I love it. Excited. Hopefully you guys will read the books and be committed to this because it's some good stuff. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a 15-minute break, but first we have to do our drawings. So get your card. Well, we're going to call by name, not necessarily by number. Jasmine, you want to grab that? After we do the drawing, we're going to break up real quick. We're going to break up into 2 separate rooms. The teens, you're going to stay in this room right here, and we're going to do a breakout with Rachel Simmons. And then the moms, educators, and mentors and other adults will go into the Frisco room, okay? So for our first drawing, it's going to be, the prize is a girls' night party pack, which includes 2 $25 Target gift cards, 2 Jump Street passes, 2 $25 Speed Zone passes, 5 Red Box rentals, and 2 selfie sticks. Like that's the best prize, right? Okay, where's Maddie Gray? Maddie Gray? Woo! Up front. Let's go, Maddie. You guys are probably too young to know the price is right. Where you come down like you really want a lot of money, you need to come down like that. Our next prize, is...
Oh, okay, sure. Take it. No, you're fine. Kendra Scott Color Bar Party for 5. I'm a huge Kendra Scott fan, and I hate to tell the bigger women, the bigger girls, you can't have this prize. I've already asked about it. It's just for the other girls. $500 Kendra Scott Color Bar Party for 5. You and 4 friends are invited to Kendra Scott for a private color bar party. Each of you will be able to choose a piece of jewelry valued, I have to get my name in here, Sarah, at $100 to take home. That is pretty amazing. Who's our winner? Angela Fields. I think I know Angela. Angela? Uh-oh. Angela, are you here? Wait, where's she? Okay. Okay, we'll save it for you. I promise we won't take it. Oh, another prize. That's right. And then you're actually for the people bingo. We're actually giving. Oh, wow, this is another good one. Apple iPod Touch. Wow. This is supposed to be for. Okay. All right. Let's see. Who's our winner, Veronica?
Venicia Valero.
Woo!
Oh my goodness. Venicia gets the iPod. Awesome. Is it me? Oh, okay.
All right, everyone, let's take a quick break as our adult friends move to the Frisco room for a conversation with Rosalind. After our sessions, the adults will join us back here in the main ballroom for the final prize drawings of the Beats by Dre headphones, another Amazon Fire tablet, and some awesome gift packages. See you guys back in a little bit.
You were the sweetest thing
to me, what would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again? If I hesitate to let you in, now would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys I'll keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you stay up? If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again. Into you, you into me, but I can't let it go so easily. Not till I see what this could be eternity or just a week. We are chemistry, it's off the chain, it's perfect now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, we'll see how it goes. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again. You don't wanna throw it all away. I might be shy on the first day. What about the next day? I said you don't wanna throw it all away. Might be bugging on the first day. What about the next day? And if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again. And if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, baby, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again, again and again.
We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two.
First you don't succeed, then dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again, again and again.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step, 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 step. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step, step, step two, step, step two, step two. We are one more year in the millennium, baby. Yeah, you guess what it is.
All right, ladies, we'll be starting in another 5 minutes. We'll be starting in 5 minutes. Don't forget to come up stage so you can take your selfie. Starting in less than 5 minutes, just a reminder.
January 2nd, 2007. Time for a change. King of Swing out. January 2nd, 2007. Down, down, do your dance, do your Cupid dance. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance.
All right, if you're sitting in one of the back tables, let's make our way to the front. We have plenty of empty seats up here. We have a couple of empty tables up here. So move your way up to the front with your group. We have 2 tables up here that are completely empty.
They say I'm a rapper and I say what you doing, trying to do somebody go. I just let the music come from my soul, so all of my people can stay on the floor. They got a brand new dance, you gotta move your muscle. A brand new dance, it's called a Cupid Shuffle. It don't matter if you're young or you're old. Here we go, we gon' show you how it goes. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Down, down, January 2nd, 2007. Down, down, do your dance. Let me see you do the down, down, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. Oh yeah, yeah. Come on, down, down, do your dance. Let me see you do the down, down, do your do the shuffle, baby. Down, down, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Now you see what I'm talking about. I represent for the dirty south, where we're known for swinging out. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Down, down, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. Let me see you do the Cupid Shuffle, the Cupid Shuffle, the Cupid Shuffle, the Cupid Shuffle. Down, down, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. Down, down, yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we go, here we go. To right, to right, to right, to right, to left, to left, to left, to left, to left. Now kick, now kick, now come on, baby, kick. Now walk it by yourself, walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, to right, to right, to left, to the left, to the left, to left, to left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself, walk it by yourself. Here we go. And do the Cupid Shuffle. Now let me see you do the Cupid Shuffle. Now let me see you do the. It's your boy Cupid, see you be the oddity. Mr. Fat on the track, got another hit. Here we go. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Come on, down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Let me see you down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Do your dance, down, down, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. We got a brand new dance. We got a brand new sound. We got a brand new dance. We got a brand new style, yo. You better watch out 'cause we coming.
Good job, ladies. All right, if everybody can take a seat, we're going to go ahead and get started again.
Is it my turn? All right, ladies. Time to have some hangs with me. If you're far away, can you come closer? Like, I guess you're already as close as you can be. There's so many of you. All right, I need that back because then I need to know what time it is. Someone is following me. Wait, I'm following someone on Instagram. Are you guys gonna follow me on Instagram? I often follow back. Thank you, that was taking a lot of initiative. I really appreciate that. Wait, where's the girl who asked me to put her raffle tickets in the thing? Are you over there? All right, girlfriend, you gotta stand up for 1 second. Come on, stand up. So this girl, I'm like walking around being the presenter, and she stops me and she looks at me with such amazing eye contact, and she assertively says, "Could you please put these raffle tickets in the bowl?" And I'm like working, and she's like, "Could you just take care of that?" And it was so perfectly assertive. No, seriously, I give you so many snaps. Thank you, you can sit down now, but you were awesome. I just like wanted to call that out. It's really hard a lot of times for girls to be assertive and not passive, or assertive and not aggressive. And what you did was you made what I call FLEC, which is fierce lady eye contact, F-L-E-C, FLEC. This is not to be confused with creepy lady eye contact, which is CLEC. But the ability to make eye contact is one example of assertive communication. And if you want people to take you seriously, it's really important to be able to look them in the eye. Eye contact is not something everybody knows how to do. It is something you can get better at with practice. Raise your hand if you play a sport. Wow, what's up, athletes? Raise your hand if you play a musical instrument, or if you dance, or if you do some type of art. If you want to be good at any of those things, what must you do? Yeah, you got to practice. Can you guys, I need somebody to explain something to me. Can you guys explain to me why, first of all, why I'm so afraid that this microphone is pulling down my shirt and my bra is visible to the entire room? Will you guys just start going like this if my bra starts showing? Will you do that for me? Because I'm like, I feel so anxious about it. Okay, sorry. So, can you explain to me why everybody tells us like, oh, you have to practice, like I was a big soccer player, like you have to practice soccer if you don't want to bomb your game, or like you got to practice your step if you don't want to mess up your performance. Like nobody tells you you have to practice talking to somebody before you talk to them. What is up with that? Because if you want to be effective when you talk to your friends, like Rosalind was just showing you those steps, you have to be able to practice. I know I already said that. I know I'm kind of repeating myself. But you guys, it's so important. Here's the other thing. Anybody in here want to be a leader? Anybody in here, look at you. Because you guys are here on Sunday. You could be home playing Call of Duty or whatever video games people play. You could be home taking selfies all day long, but here you are. So it's so important if you want to be a leader. The best classroom, the best leadership training classroom you will find is your friendships. In your friendships, you can practice speaking up. In your friendships, you can practice making eye contact. In your friendships, you can practice telling people what you need. If you want to be a leader someday, if you want to know how to tell somebody in the workplace how you feel, it has to start in your friendships now. So keep that in mind. Meanwhile, I totally forgot my clicker. Let's see. Would you mind handing me my clicker, please? Thank you, Veronica. It's right, assertive. Yes, I'm assertively asking Veronica. All right, so let's get to it. Thank you. I'm going to teach you a little trick for being more confident. Anybody here ever think they need to be a little bit more confident? Did you guys notice, did anybody notice when I was on the stage and Rosalind was talking, did anybody notice that I started sitting like this? Did you notice? Was anybody like, ooh, she's not very ladylike? Did anybody think that? Because I was totally having my mom's voice in my head when I was sitting like this, but can I tell you why I was doing it? Now I'll tell you. So there is this really amazing research by this woman at Harvard, actually, Harvard, but there is this research that says that the way that you hold your body will affect how brave you are. Let me say that again. The way that you hold your body will make you braver or less brave. What this woman found is that when you do what's called a power pose, you can stand like this, or you can stand like this if you have like a table. This doesn't really look like a table. This probably looks very bizarre, but let's pretend there's a table here. If you sit kind of like with your legs crossed and your arms out like that you will have an increase in testosterone. Now some of you might be like, I don't want any testosterone, that's for boys. Turns out, every woman has a certain amount of testosterone in her, and testosterone helps make you braver. It is a hormone that actually correlates to being braver. There's another hormone inside of your body called adrenal. Adrenal freaks you out. Adrenal is what happens when you get scared. And when your adrenal goes up, you feel anxious and nervous, and it's hard to focus, and you do not feel brave. Do you know that when you sit like this, with your arms crossed and hunched over, you ever see girls sitting like this in class? Some of you might be sitting like this right now. Your bodies are crunched in. Your testosterone goes down, and your adrenal goes up. Everybody with me? So what the research has shown is that if you need to be brave, and when I'm standing up on this stage, you guys, you know I need to be brave, right? You probably think I'm like super chill and not nervous. I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, are they even focusing on me? What's happening? Right? I'm standing like this so that I can feel an increase in testosterone, not because I want to grow hair on my chest. Let me be really clear. Not interested in that. But because I would like to be braver. Again, if you need to be brave, stop sitting like this in class. Do you see how girls sometimes do that? They hunch over their desks, they cross their legs, they cross their arms. Open your bodies right now, try it. Open your bodies up. I swear to God, if you have a job interview, literally, you should go stand in the bathroom like this for 2 minutes before your job interview, and you will be braver and you will crush your job interview. Crush it. Crush it, kill it, set it on fire, and crush it again. Okay. I just taught you such a cool tool, I hope you use it. Next. Let me look at my clock here. All right. I'm going to keep going here. All right. Nope, not that. So, I'm going to teach you 3 things that I wish I had known about friendship when I was growing up. The first thing is that friendships change. They change. Friendships shift. People outgrow each other. There is a myth that we grow up with, which is that we're supposed to find our BFF, best friend forever, and go running off into the sunset with her and always have a best friend at all times. That is very much a myth, meaning it is absolutely not true. Most of you in your life, especially in middle school, raise your hand if you're in middle school in this room. Okay, wow, oh my gosh, a lot of you are in middle school. Okay, middle school is called prime time for friendships changing. Raise your hand if you're in high school in this room. Do y'all remember middle school when your friendships shifted? Okay, so if middle school girls, I'm authorizing you to, if you are having a friendship shift, you can go up to one of these high school girls that just raise their hands and say, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you been there? Because everybody goes through it. There is nothing wrong with you if somebody starts treating you differently, moving on, hanging out with someone else. But so many of us think, I'm the only one this has happened to. So many of us think there must be something wrong with me, and there isn't. It is a natural part of life for friendships to change. Here's the second thing. Nobody has perfect friendships. I mentioned this earlier with Rosalind. Sometimes I meet girls who come up to me and they're like, Rachel, I have been best friends with my best friend since we were 5 days old. Have you seen these girls? Do you know what I'm talking about? And they're like, and we love each other so much and we've never had a fight. And I'm like, that is freaky. That is not, like, that freaks me out when those girls come up to me because I'm like, yo, you have to fight. Like, fighting is about how you love each other. That means you're being real with each other. So, perfect friendships are also a myth. It is normal to have strong feelings about your friend, to get angry, to feel betrayed, to feel hurt. It's how you deal with it that matters. Finally, you're not weird or a loser if you are left out, if somebody tries to leave you out, or if you have friend problems. You guys, everybody worries about their friendships. Everybody struggles with feeling left out, especially in the age of social media. Raise your hand if you have ever felt left out after you looked at Instagram. Okay? All the time. It is a fact of life that not everyone will like you, not everyone will include you, you will sometimes be left out. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. If you want to handle some of these changes, then you have to know it's not your fault and that you're not the only one. When you think it's your fault, when you think you're alone, it makes it so much harder to deal with stuff. When I ask little kids to draw me a picture of a bully, this is what they draw. And I want to talk about this for a second because, have you seen this guy? No, he's actually, he's in the lobby right now. I just took a picture of him. But I'm bummed, sorry. I just need to crack jokes. I can't help myself. Anyway, when I ask little kids to draw me a picture, this is the picture that they draw. Because so many of us think that this is what a bully looks like. And the reality is that a lot of girls will tolerate really bad behavior from their friends. You heard Rosalind talk about a friendship where you're 85% miserable and 15% cool. We tolerate horrible behavior from our friends because we think, oh yeah, well, she's my friend.
But you could have a really, really close or even a best friend who is making you feel miserable. Did you see that picture? Hold on one second. I got to move back a minute. Do you see that picture of the girl on the right? I told you guys about the girl on the left in the blue. The girl in the red and white striped shirt. Can I tell you something about her? I hope this isn't being broadcast to humanity. I'm gonna advance it forward because I know like people are tweeting. That girl, we were really, really close friends from 6th grade to 11th grade. Do you know she never apologized to me once? You ever been friends with somebody who never apologizes to you? How much do you hate that? So much. Epic amounts of much, okay? Because when somebody never apologizes to you, it's like they're holding you hostage in the relationship, right? It's like as soon as you're in a fight, they stop speaking to you, and you have to go beg them, essentially, to be friends with you. And if you don't apologize, even though it's not your fault, they're never even gonna be friends with you ever again. It's hideous, it's horrible, and I hate it. And so we can tolerate behavior like that from our friends because we think that's how, I guess, well, that's my friend, like she's just a drama queen or she's just really moody. And so what I want to tell you is that just because somebody is your friend doesn't mean she might not also be your bully. Have you ever seen or had a really close friend be really mean to you? Have you ever seen that happen? Like, it does happen. And so we need to be able to learn how to draw the line. I talked to you earlier about emotional respect, respecting feelings, and I want to talk to you now about another way that you can know that you're in a healthy relationship. Here we go. A true friend respects your feelings, and a true friend does not threaten to end your relationship with her. Here's what I mean by that. Many of you in this room have friends in your life that you are afraid to confront and tell your true feelings to. And the reason why you're afraid is because you know that if you tell that girl how you feel, she's gonna go off on you, freak out, turn it against you, tell other people about it, and basically make you wish you were never born. Do you know what I'm talking about? And it's really awful to have somebody like that in your life because you cannot be real with her. And so a lot of us put up with that because we think we're supposed to, and I want you to understand it's not okay. In fact, it's called relational aggression. This is a term that I hope you remember forever. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I'm a single mom. I have a 3-year-old daughter. She just turned 3 on Sunday. Feel free to come by for pictures on my smartphone. I will show you. Or you can see them on Insta, but she's really cute, and she goes to preschool, right? Because sometimes, whatever, she goes to preschool. So anyway, do you know that in preschool, I don't know if you remember being in preschool, but when little kids get mad at each other in preschool, do you know what they do? This is what my daughter does. She walks up to somebody she's mad at, and she goes like this. Literally, I have seen her do this. She'll take her hand, put it on somebody's head, and go like this. Or she'll bite. That has happened. It's okay. I still love her. I feed her. I talk to her about it. She's 3, whatever. But when little kids get mad at each other, they basically go up to the person they're mad at and clock them and take whatever they want and run. And the other kid sits there and goes, meh. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you're a babysitter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Any babysitters here? Anybody? I wish I could hire all of you if you only lived in my town. It's so sad. Okay. Here's the thing that happens around the age of 3 or 4. Check this out. This is fascinating. Girls start to do something different. When girls get mad around the age of 3 or 4, they go up to the person that they're mad at, and they don't pull hair anymore. They say, you give me those potato chips, or whatever it is they want, or I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Do you remember this? Some of you are like, that happened to me at the break. I really hope it didn't happen to you at the break. If it did, we should talk. But listen. This is called relational aggression. It is the use of friendship as a weapon. Whoops. So instead of me using my fist, right, instead of my little kid using her fist, instead of me yelling at you and calling you names, I'm going to basically be like, I'm going to not be your friend if you don't do what I want. Now, I'm going to give you an example of relational aggression. The silent treatment. When that girl in that picture that I showed you, her name is Jenny. When Jenny would stop talking to me until I apologized to her, I want to know from you guys, why is that relational aggression? Why is the silent treatment? Why, when a girl totally stops talking to you, doesn't tell you why is that using friendship as a weapon? Take 1 minute
and talk to each other about it. Why is the silent treatment relational aggression? Is it so? Right? No, I love that. Totally. I love that I'm slaying you. I'm just speaking to you guys, basically. I'm just trying to crack you guys up. Thank you. I need my little audience because these other girls, some of them are like, oh, blah. Totally. All right. You're welcome. Thank you. Who would like to take a crack at answering this question? There are no right answers. Oh, hello. Yes.
I guess it just feels bad when someone's mad at you and they make you apologize. So it's like killing you inside. You want to know what you did wrong or what's going on.
Yeah. So you don't know what's going on. Yeah, and it totally messes with you inside. That's so true, right? Can anybody concentrate on school when somebody's not speaking to you at school? I know. Do you guys remember the Charlie Brown cartoon? What does the teacher sound like in Charlie Brown? That is literally my entire 8th grade year. I majored in wah, wah, wah. I have no idea what the teacher said because half my friends weren't speaking to me and I could not concentrate on a word that the teacher ever said. So yes, it's totally killing you inside. You don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go over here. Hello. You just take the mic.
Like I said over here, I think the silent treatment is a way to play with your mind. Because if you don't know what they're thinking, if they're not telling you anything, then you're just constantly wondering and oh, what is she doing? What did I do to her? What did she do to me? Why are we arguing? And it just continues. It's like a mind game.
Totally.
So you don't really know.
That was awesome. I totally agree with that. All right, last word over here.
It's like...
Oh, I have to call on you after? Okay, there'll be one word because there's a lot of enthusiasm in there. It's like?
When someone gives you the silent treatment, you feel you did something wrong or you agitated them rather than it's their fault. So when they did something wrong to you, they give you the silent treatment, making you feel like you were the wrong one instead of them.
Brilliant. It's the mind game, right? I think that's so true. You think that you did something wrong. Okay, there was a lot of begging for me to come over here, so it better be worth it because I'm burning a lot of calories to come all the way over here. Okay, go.
You start to overthink things and blame yourself.
Yep, awesome. Totally. Okay, you guys, those were great answers. Yeah. Raise your hand if, I'm just curious, if you're the kind of person who sometimes isn't ready to talk right away when somebody makes you mad, so you need space. Are you the kind of person? Okay, so look around. A lot of you are like that. So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. And here's the favor. I'm going to ask you on behalf of the person that you are mad at. When you're mad at someone, it is totally fine to take some time before you talk about it. But if you completely cut that girl off and you don't tell her what's going on, you are subjecting her to the mind game. You are putting her in that black hole of not knowing what she did and blaming herself. And if somebody's doing that to you, that is not okay in a relationship. So what you could do instead is you could actually say to the person that you're upset with, I need some space. I will talk to you when I'm ready, but I need a couple days or whatever it is that you need. Because it makes people feel better to have some clue about what's going on. When you stop speaking to someone, you are sending them a message that the relationship might be over. And that is a form of manipulation and control, and it is not an okay way to handle your feelings. That's why we've been talking about assertive communication. Okay, so one of the things that I used to do is I used to work for Teen Vogue magazine. Some of you may have read Teen Vogue. And I used to, for 4 years, I had an advice column called Ask Rachel, which you can still find on the website. And every week, I would answer questions from girls all over the world who had questions about how to deal with their relationships. And after a couple years of doing this, I realized that a lot of girls were having trouble giving themselves advice. They were often good at giving their friends advice, but they wouldn't give themselves advice. So I'm going to teach you a tool for dealing with your own problems that I developed after 4 years of giving girls advice. And I'm gonna teach you this tool. You have a handout on your tables. Do you guys see your handouts? It's called GIRL. Everybody should take a piece of paper and a pen. What I'm about to teach you, so let me just also say, I don't know if you guys can tell, like, I'm sort of mentally 14, even though I'm 154 years old. Can you tell that? Like, I sort of never grew out of certain things. So part of why I love doing the work that I do with girls is that I'm not treating you like a kid right now. Like, everything that I teach you is stuff I practice in my own life. And everything that I teach you, a lot of what I teach you is stuff that I learn when I do research, you know, academic research, and I learn things that adults use, and then I bring it into girls' lives. So I want to be really clear that, like, what I'm about to teach you is something that adults learn. I've just kind of made it girl-friendly. And this is something I use in my own life, and if you want to be a good problem solver in your own life, I promise you what I'm about to teach you is going to help you. And I would not waste your time, and I would not teach you anything that I didn't believe in. So that's kind of my introduction. There's some of you might be like, what's happening, ew, handout. Like, if you want to actually learn how to, like, be a problem solver in your own life, like, I swear to God, this actually helps. Okay, so let's look at this scenario. We're going to use a scenario to practice. Imagine that a friend of yours tells you, and this actually goes right to what Rosalind was talking about. A friend of yours tells you that another girl who's also a friend of yours is talking about you behind your back. So somebody's like, so-and-so's talking about you behind your back. Now, you like the girl who told you about this, but you are not 100% sure she's telling the truth. Anybody here ever been in that situation? Like, everyone 150 times an hour? Yes. Okay, so maybe not. I hope it's not 100. I was just exaggerating. Okay. So there are 4 steps to this problem-solving tool. And I'm going to tell you what those steps are, and then you are going to work on them at the table, at your own table. You can do it on your own, or you can do it with people at your table. The first step is G for girl, G-I-R-L, gather your choices. So this step is, if you are the person in this situation, what are all the different choices you have? So one choice might be what? What? You believe her. One choice might be to believe her. One choice might be to do nothing. What's another choice? Ask the person who they said was talking about you. There are a lot of different choices, okay? You don't have to write only the good choices that you think I would approve of. You can be realistic. If putting some dog poop in a bag and leaving it on her front step is something that you might consider doing, then you can put that as one of your choices. I just came up with that. I know I should probably edit my mind better, but I didn't. So that's GIRL. The second step is I, for I choose. You just came up with a bunch of choices. What would you pick? Pick one choice to make. Then you write that in on the handout. The third step is R, reasons are. Why would you do what you said you would choose? And L is list the outcomes. If you make this choice, what might happen? So I'm going to do this very quickly as an example. Let's say you decide to believe her. That's what you choose. The reason why you choose to believe her, because you trust her. If you list the outcomes if you believe her might be that you confront the girl who you think was talking about you. And then maybe you have a fight with her. So I'm going to put it back here to the scenario. I'm going to walk around. If you have questions, you can ask me. But together or on your own, fill out these 4 steps, GIRL, and then we'll come back in a few minutes and talk about it. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Are you raising your hand for me? Yes? Yeah. But you gotta make the Fierce Lady eye contact with me. There you go. All right, take another 2 minutes to finish up. Like physical fight? Oh, not all girls fight like that. Not the girls I've seen. Girls are pretty hardcore.
Trust me, I'm hardcore.
Yeah, I think that's total. That's like a white girl thing of like, or like a rich girl thing. That's not like, yeah, totally. But I think that's a stereotype that people put out about girls to both make them seem weaker and also to make fun of them, right? Yeah, like that's a stereotype used to demean girls. But that's a great insight. Okay, so let's wrap it up and come back. Again, I honestly just went through something where I was using this. So I'm teaching you this because I think you could walk out of here today and just like have these 4 steps to follow. And the more that you do it, the more it becomes like second nature. Like you start to, when you have a problem, you go, okay, what are my choices? What do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? What's going to happen if I do it? That's really what we're talking about here. So let's talk about your choices in this situation. Can anybody want to share what their choices are? I will come over to you. You can tell me, read to me what some of your choices are. Give me one choice. What could you do?
Confront her.
You can confront her. Awesome. What's another thing?
I'll think before I act, or like before I decide to take what she said into consideration.
Excellent. So you can spend some time thinking. What's another thing you could do?
Just don't believe it.
All right. Choose not to believe it and do nothing. That's so good. I'm so glad you said that. You guys know that doing nothing is a strategy. That is a choice. Doing nothing is a choice that you make. What's another choice that you have here in this situation?
You could gather information to see if it's true.
You could gather information to see if it's true. I like that one a lot. Anybody else got some more? There's so many choices we have here. What do you got? You got some over here? Yep.
If you know what she was saying was true or not.
Okay, so ask her if, ask who? Ask the girl who told you? Ask the girl who told you if she knows if that was true. All right, one more over here. Yep.
I would bring both of them together and then talk it out all together.
All together, okay, so have a little meeting of the minds. Is that gonna be yours? Is that gonna be yours? Okay, so bring both girls together and the 3 of you have a meeting of the minds. Which one should we choose? What? Ask the girl? Well, we could do nothing. Who wants to choose do nothing? Who wants to choose ask the girl who was supposedly saying it? Okay, let's go with ask the girl. So we just did the I part. Why would we want to ask the girl? Let's go to the R step now. What is the reason why we would want to ask this girl?
Because if it's true, if she's an honest, true person, she'll tell you if she did it or not.
I love that reason. What's another reason why we might ask the girl herself? Yep.
Because it might be true that she's really talking behind your back.
Because maybe she's going to be like, hell yes, I was talking about you behind your back. Maybe she wants to talk about it. Here we go.
Because you don't want to ruin a good friendship that you already have.
Because you what?
You don't want to ruin that friendship that you already have.
Because you do not want to ruin the friendship that you already have. These are amazing reasons. Okay, what's another one?
You go right to the source.
You go right to the source and you try to minimize the drama. And here's one more reason. Yep.
You don't want to do what the girl did to you to her.
Nice. So you do not want to have two wrongs. Two wrongs don't make a right. Okay. Now, final step. If you confront the girl who you were told was talking about you, what might be the outcomes? What are all the different things that could happen in this scenario? Yes, ma'am.
You could lose a friend because they thought you doubted them.
This girl could be like, what are you talking about? I can't believe you think I would talk about you behind your back, and maybe you lose the relationship. What is another thing that could happen?
Like the other girl said, you can lose a friendship, and since if it's true, it's better than to lose a friendship and stop the.
So you could lose a friendship, and maybe that's for the best because this girl has told you who she is, and that's kind of a good thing to know.
She could deny it, and you could be stuck at a crossroad forever.
She could deny it, and you never know. You have to live with the sense, the fear that maybe this girl has betrayed you, and you'll never know.
You can talk about it and become friends again.
Maybe you can work it out, right? Maybe something good will come of it. Maybe she'll say, you know what, you're right. I did talk about you behind your back, and here's why. And I've been sitting on these feelings that I didn't share with you. A couple more outcomes, yes.
You could end up having a big argument over all of it.
You could have a huge argument, and then what would happen, do you think?
It would probably end up in a fight or a lost friendship.
So it could end up in a fight or a lost friendship. Is that what you were going to say? Here, take a mic.
She could become defensive and not talk to you at all. It could really
shut down. Yeah, so she could totally shut down and not talk to you at all. Now, here's what I want you guys to see about this. First of all, you have so many choices in a situation. Have you guys noticed that sometimes when somebody says to you, have you ever had a parent say to you when you told a parent or an adult about a problem, and then they say, well, what do you want to do about it? And what do you usually say? I don't know. That's why I'm coming here to talk to you about it. If I knew, I wouldn't be here. Let me just put it this way. When you are in middle and high school, one of the hardest things to deal with is feeling like you have no control over your life. It's feeling like you don't get to make your own decisions. Everybody's telling you what to do all the time. And sometimes it's easy to feel like you're totally out of control. And what I want you to know is that you have more control than you realize. You can think of a lot of different ways to handle something if you spend the time asking yourself what you can do. If your first response is to say, I don't know what to do, I want you to remember this activity. I want you to make a list of all the choices you have, because you have more choices than you realize. When you think about your choices, you'll often feel a lot braver and a lot more confident than when you sit and say, I don't know. So I want you to remember that. Here's the second reason why I love this tool. And I also have lost my remote. No, here it is. Okay. So here's the second reason that I love this tool. I don't know if you're like me. Anybody in here have a temper? I have a temper. Okay. So if you're like me and you have a temper, you have a tendency to sometimes do things like press the send button and then go, ooh, whoops. Well, I don't know why I'm talking to this. I don't need it. Who put this food in my mouth? Okay, so what's happening here? If you're that person, if you have a tendency to do something and then be like, oh, why did I do that? This is for you, because when you take the time to think about the outcomes before you start something, you're going to be smarter. You're not going to do things that you regret because you're going to spend so much time thinking about what might happen if you do it. So if you're that person who tends to get really hot under the collar, hot and bothered, and freak out and just want to, your exorcist voice, right? I bet you a lot of you have exorcist voices and you want to go at it. This helps you slow it down
and it helps you make smart, classy decisions. Because you may say, oh God, I don't want to lose this friendship, and that's an outcome of me doing this, so I'm going to change my step, I'm going to do it differently. Is that clear, everybody, on GIRL? I really hope you try this. Like I said, I wouldn't teach you anything that I don't use myself. All right, the last thing we're going to do today before the grown-ups come back into the room, we're going to talk about social media. Anybody want to talk about technology, electronics? What's up? Okay. Raise your hand if you're on Instagram, and raise your hand if you're on Facebook. And, ooh, so few of you. And what are you, Twitter? What's up, Twitters? Follow me. No, I'm kidding. What else are you using? Snapchat? Oh my God. I'm the only person I know at my age who uses Snapchat. I feel really silly, but it's like the most fun. It really is. All right, so let's talk about that. I'm going to teach you, if you look me up, all right, so you know how you have some people at school, wait, I got to get past this, hold on. You know you have people at school that are telling you that like social media is like the end of days and it's like here to destroy you like the zombies. I'm not that person, okay? I'm not here to tell you that social media is bad, because if you look me up, you'll see that I'm on it all the time and I love it. However, I do want to educate you about why social media can be challenging for girls. Because would you agree that sometimes it's awesome and sometimes it's less than awesome? Okay, can we start there? Good, all right. So I'm going to tell you 3 true facts about social media that may change the way you look at it. Here's the first truth. Social media has taken things that used to be private and has made them public. Let me explain what I mean. So it's taken things that used to be private and made them public. This is a picture of me as a child. I'm just kidding, it's not at all. Anybody paying attention? Obviously that's not me. I mean, my God. But let me tell you what that is a picture of. When I was growing up, I went home from school at 3 o'clock. My mom was a teacher in my school. She drove me home from school. When I went inside my house, I had no idea what my friends were doing. There was no way to know what my friends were doing. I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that when you go home at the end of the day, you have no way of knowing what your friends are doing. The only way you know is there's a phone in your kitchen. It's not even private. It's attached to a wire. You can't go anywhere. You got to hold that phone right in front of your parents. And the only way you can find out what your friends are doing is by picking up that phone and dialing it. Can you imagine? Now, think about it. It's crazy. That's how I grew up. Now, when you go home, you know exactly where your friends are at all times. Have you noticed this? You know what your friends are doing 24/7. Why? Because they're posting it. Friendships used to be private. How many people you were friends with, nobody really knew. But now, everybody knows how many people you're friends with. And when you know it, and when it's written down, raise your hand if you know how many people follow you on Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter. Raise your hand if you know that number. I think I know the number for my Insta. When things become public, they become points of competition for girls. Have you ever seen these Instagram bios where girls list their best friends? In the past, nobody knew who your best friend was really unless you kind of talked about it, but now it's in writing. Have anybody here ever been demoted off of an Instagram bio before? Like you used to be on it and then you got kicked off it because you made that girl mad? These are things that did not exist before, and now that they do exist, they can make us feel really good, or they can make us feel really competitive and really insecure. Because it's kind of like, well, I can see now that she gets 75 likes on her picture, and I only have 10. Or her Snapchat story is so awesome. Like, clearly she's having the best life. And my life is not as exciting. When things become public, then we start competing over them. When things become public, we start comparing ourselves to people. And that can make us feel pretty rotten. It can make us feel like we don't measure up. Here's the second truth. Social media makes you think that it can answer the questions that most girls worry about. And here's what I mean by that. What do you think some of the questions are that girls worry about? Do boys like me? Do you like me? Anybody else? All right, I'll give you some examples. Here are some of the questions that girls worry about. Social media, you may have noticed, can make you feel pretty amazing about these questions. So for example, is there a little thing here? Can you guys see my little pointer guy? Look at the green light. Can you see the green light? How many fingers am I holding? Okay, I'm kidding. Listen. Here's Kim. Kim writes, I love Cassidy. Heart, heart, heart. That's it. And then what does Cassidy do? And then Cassidy, it's just not enough for Cassidy to like it. Now she actually has to comment. So she has to write, ha ha, hell yeah. And I don't know if you know this, but the number of consonants that a girl writes in a single word indicates how excited she is about something. So if there are 5 A's in the yeah, that indicates how happy they are. Or like when you text somebody and you're like, hey, with 10 Y's, or hi. And then if you're really mad at somebody, you just write, hi, hey, K. Uh-oh. And then what does Kim do? Kim likes it, and then she puts a little love and a little smiley face. This entire exchange is, you guys, can I just get your attention? Sorry, I feel like I'm shouting over you, which is making me tired. Why do Kim and Cassidy need to have this entire exchange in front of all of their friends? I mean, girls, why can't you just call each other up on the phone and be like, love you, bye? Why must you do this in front of all 9 million of your friends? I'll tell you why. Because it's part of how girls show how popular they are. Because for girls, popularity comes through friendships. It's who you know, where you sit, where you get invited. And what social media does is it gives girls a chance to publicize their relationships, which sometimes can make you feel really, really, really good. And sometimes, and we'll get to this in a minute, can make you feel bad. If you're on Instagram, you'll notice, especially in middle school, that a lot of the comments are basically like, oh my God, you're so cute, I love you so much. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I mean, don't you guys have homework to do? Seriously. Here's another thing. Another question that girls often ask themselves, a lot of girls worry about whether or not they're pretty. A lot of girls worry about whether or not they're thin. So this girl posted a picture of herself on Facebook, and immediately she had a stream of comments telling her how incredibly beautiful she was. And of course, she responded to each one within 2 seconds. And it was just like, oh yeah, you're so hot, with like 17 T's, like hot, ta, 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 ta. And so I don't want to like make it seem as if social media doesn't make you feel good, but here's the problem, is that sometimes the stuff that we're using to make ourselves feel prettier or cooler or more liked, these are the exact same things that make us feel awful. So for example, here's an example of something I saw. On Facebook in the feed, this girl, Emily, said to this girl, Carly, I need to tell you something. Message me on here. Can you guys read that? All right, so I want you to imagine that you're Emily's friend, You're not Carly, you're Emily's friend, and today you saw Emily at school and she gave you the silent treatment. She wasn't talking to you today. And then you go on Facebook and you see Emily says to Carly, I need to tell you something, message me on here. Why can't Emily just say that to Carly privately? She could send her a text. Why does she have to put that out in public? I'll tell you why. It's to make you feel bad. So the same thing that can make you feel really good can make you feel really bad. Here's another thing that happens. You ever see something on Instagram and you just realize you did not get invited? You just did not get included to that little sleepover, impromptu party, whatever. Here's a question for you. Why do y'all need to post pictures of your sleepovers? Aren't you happy together? Why do you need to be on social media? I only ask this because I think it's really fun to post pictures of being with your friends, but I think there are times that we do that and we know that some people will be seeing it and some people will feel bad. And I'm not saying don't post those pictures, but I am saying that, again, the same things that we're using to make ourselves feel really good on social media can also be the things that make us feel really excluded and really left out. And it's up to us to make that decision every time we post and to really think about whether or not it's going to make someone feel excluded. So part of what, I want to give you this one. I want you to talk about this scenario for just a minute. I'm going to read it to you. There's a girl who's doing homework on Saturday afternoon. All of a sudden, she's getting Snapchats from 3 of her friends. Maybe this has happened to you. Suddenly, she realizes they are hanging out and they're having a great time. So this girl is doing her homework on her own. She did not know that her friends were getting together. And she knows that they're not trying to be mean or hurtful, but she still feels bad and excluded. Do you think those girls should be sending the Snapchats, that it's okay to send them? And that girl should just kind of get over it and realize that she can't be included in everything? Or do you think it's not cool for those girls to send the Snapchats? All right, talk to each other for a minute about that. Is it cool or is it not cool to send the Snapchats? Talk for a minute. All right. This is one of the last things we're going to do. I just want to hear what you think. Let's get a debate. If you think that this girl should deal and that people should be allowed to Snapchat each other, and there's no right or wrong answer here, I think this is a debate. I don't know that there's a hard and fast rule. What do you think? Let's take a stand. Go ahead.
So it actually depends on the situation. If the girls make it seem as they're trying to be mean to the other girl, I guess not. It's wrong and it's rude. But if they're just doing it to hang out and maybe they miss you or I missed you, maybe they're just doing it because it's fun.
That. So true. It's a really interesting perspective. Question, yeah.
Is it on her timeline or is it sent directly to the person?
Good question. Let's say it's sent directly to her. All right, here we go.
It's rude if it was sent directly to her, but if you had said that it was on the timeline that everyone could see, it wouldn't be that bad.
Okay.
It really depends, because what if they send it to her and they're like, we miss you, we wish you were here.
Right, I love that. I think that's a great distinction. If they were saying, I miss you, that adds a different flavor to it. I'm going to go all the way back there to that amazing pink bow. All right, what do you think? Here you go, you take that.
Okay, I would say it's not cool to do that because you know how that person would feel.
Thank you. All right, so let's take this stance of it's not cool. If you don't think it's cool to do that Snapchat directly to somebody under any circumstances because you know it's going to make them feel bad, take the stance. Go ahead, let's debate.
If you think it wasn't cool for those girls to send the Snapchat, tell us why.
Because I think if they just posted on their story.
Yep. If she posted on her story.
Then like it would be for everyone to just see that they're having a fun time, but they obviously have some intent for the girl to get hurt to send it just to her about the fun they're having without her.
Okay. Awesome. And look, you're on TV. It's amazing. I know. Okay. And look, there's my butt. Awesome. I'm not gonna look at it. So let's do. Anybody who hasn't spoken yet? Yes. You already spoke. Anyone who hasn't talked yet want to take one more stance before we wrap it up? Anyone? All right. So let me tell you where I land on this. I do think that intent matters. You guys, is my bra showing? Is it bad? Okay. Do I have a booger hanging out of my nose? It's really hard. One time I gave a speech, I kid you not, I had a piece of red pepper in my teeth and not one woman told me about it. It was not a girl speech, it was to women. I was like, I'm never coming here again. It is your job to tell another girl or woman that she has like food in her teeth. Do you understand that? You must hook other girls up with that. Okay, last thing. Here we go. The Snapchat thing, I agree. I think intent matters. And I think looking at number 2, here I'm just going to give you sort of 3 rules for the road. You should be honest with yourself about what you're doing on social media and why. Like, there are times where I post things on social media because I know I just kind of want attention from my friends and I just want to like get that little boost of feeling good. And I think there are times where we post things on social media because we want to have revenge on someone or we want to make someone feel jealous. And that's just generally not a classy way to go about life. So I think you can stop yourself if you think, how am I feeling right now? Why am I doing what I'm doing? The other thing I want you to remember is that you are more than the number of your likes. You are more than the number of your likes. Everyone worries about getting likes. Likes are not a measurement of your worth. It feels like they are. Somebody who gets 100 likes on an Instagram post is not a kinder, more respectful, more determined, more compassionate person than you. They are just someone who got more than 100 likes on their Instagram post. I have a friend, she's 24. When she feels she doesn't get enough likes, she calls it Insta shame. And I think we have to evaluate why we put so much stock in that, because it doesn't say anything about who you are. Finally, try to be the same person online that you are offline. If you go online as a way to do different things that you wouldn't do offline, that generally is a sign that you're probably going to have drama with other people. So just try to keep those two selves together. We're going to pause now, and we're going to wait for the adults to come back in the room. I just have to double check on the time here. Okay, good. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back and do questions and answers with Rosalind and I. So we'll see you in 5 minutes.
right, ladies, in just 1 minute, we're going to go ahead and get started again. 1 minute. Everybody can make their way back to their seat. Everybody back to their seat. We're going to go ahead and get started.
Hello?
We're going to do a drawing first?
Hello? Yeah.
Or you want to go? Okay. You want me to okay.
Hello? Hey guys, we're going to start with a drawing, so as soon as you get back to your seat, we can give away some more fun and good prizes. We have a $150 beauty brand gift card, and the winner is Katrina Martyr.
Come on down.
Is that this one?
Oh, the wrong one.
It's,
Yeah.
it's like, Katrina, she
Katrina,
gave me
come
the
back.
wrong one, babe. Katrina's like, here. Ooh, I'm not doing this to Katrina. The next prize is the Fire HD7 tablet. Diamond Stevens. The same table. That's good luck.
Wow. Congratulations, Diamond.
Do one more? Or, okay. Ooh, we have a selfie stick. One more selfie stick. The winner is Nadia Good. Nadia
Where's
won the
Nadia?
selfie stick.
Oh. That table. What's going on with this table?
I know, it's awesome. All right,
Any more prizes?
Sarah, is that it? That's it. Okay. So let's get started and let's welcome back. This is super loud. I'm going to hold it right here. Can you hear me? We're going to welcome back Roslyn, Rachel, and Jasmine. So we have, where's Rachel? Roslyn.
Roz.
Come on, Roz. We're missing.
Roslyn.
Okay, well, I'll start. Okay, so we're going to get started with the question and answers since we've learned so much today. And I know that all of you might have more questions. So what's going to happen is Jasmine and I are going to come down to you guys with microphones and we're going to give you a chance to ask questions. And we have questions as well. So if you get kind of writing down your question, start thinking about what you want to ask. And also, so you know, there's frames on your tables. You guys are more than welcome to take those home. So take a frame home so you can remember today. And also after this session, you guys will have a chance to get a book, some books signed today by Roslyn and Rachel.
Veronica, you should tell them there's more frames in the back so it doesn't turn into WWE back here.
I can't hear you.
There's more frames in the back.
Okay, so there's more frames in the back. So if you feel left out, go to the back and you can have a frame, Jasmine.
And did you tell them that they're actually getting gift cards if they have questions? No pressure.
Okay, there's gift cards. If you have questions, we have prizes for the questions that are being asked. The people who ask questions get a prize.
Everybody's got a question now.
Woo-hoo.
I think, what time is it?
It has to be a good question.
No, how long do we have now? I think we'll just take like maybe 3 or 4 questions. How's that?
3 or 4 questions.
And someday Rosalind will come back.
So I'm not going to start with the question. I'm going to go ahead and let the audience ask.
She can have a break. I'll field one or two. All right, you just ask the question.
My name is Brianna McCain, and my question is, have y'all thought about writing a book together?
About
no.
Good question. Here's your gift.
We've never thought about that. That's kind of a funny thought.
What would it be about?
Yeah, what would it be about? Good question. What would it be about? Are you stumped?
learning how to be your best self and like this event that we just had.
We can take that under advisement.
Okay.
Jasmine,
All right,
I'm going
we'll have
to
dinner
get a
afterwards.
question on this side. Oh, you didn't think I was going to pick you. Stand tall.
Okay. My name is Sharayla.
Who's talking? Oh.
Me. Over here.
Okay. Hi.
Okay. So, my name is Sharayla, and I was thinking, have you both, is this both of you guys' first time? Yes?
First time doing what?
Together, like doing this together?
No.
No, we did it. We worked.
done
It was
it a
like
couple times.
New Jersey.
We
We've
did
done
New
it like
Jersey.
2 or 3 times.
We also, this is the third
but
time.
not enough.
So do you guys like go to like other schools and talk about, this, how to be your best self?
Yeah, we both travel around and we definitely visit schools and we work with parents and educators and students.
This is your burning question?
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can ask whatever you want.
I really wanted to know if they go to like other schools.
Yes,
we do.
We do go to public schools.
Okay, thank you. We'll get a gift card
in the back. There was like a big question in the back. I don't know.
I'll head that way.
I'm feeling
Go
the
ahead.
stress.
I'll head that way.
Sorry, go ahead. While they go back that way.
Okay, my name is Irma Samarripa.
Everybody, wait, I can't hear.
My name is Irma Samarripa, and basically what I wanted to ask is there a lot of pressure behind having so many young girls and even adults look after you being a great role model?
No, sorry. Yes, I think so. But
I'm so curious about your answer about this.
well, I have 2 answers. The question, if you didn't hear it, is there pressure on us to be role models? Yes. And actually, Rosalind is a role model for me. And I think that so one of the things that Rosalind does, which you can't tell by looking at her, is that she often walks into rooms filled with adults and tells them all the things that they don't want to hear. And she has major courage to do that. And sometimes people don't like her as a result because of what she says. And that same thing happens to her online as well. And I really look up to her for that because one of my weaknesses is that I want people to like me. And so I really look to Rosalind for an example of how to speak your truth and sometimes risk what people think of you because you really believe in something. But the other answer I have is that I believe the best way to be a role model is to be real. I don't want to be perfect in front of you. And I think that there are too many women who aren't real in front of girls and who don't talk about their mistakes and who don't talk about worrying if their bra is showing while they're on stage. I did that earlier. It's not.
Okay.
Like, if you don't see an example of a woman being real, then how are you going to be real? So it doesn't serve you to have a role model who's perfect, just like it doesn't serve you to see pictures of women in magazines who aren't real. It doesn't serve you to have me stand up here and act like, oh, I'm also perfect. Like, what are you going to learn from that? Not much. What's your answer to that?
I get really tired. And the reason I get really tired is because people sometimes, and it's not usually girls, it's usually parents. That's what it usually is. Parents who think that I'm going to be able to give them an answer that will solve a problem. But it has to come from the power that they have inside of internalizing these things. And I can't fix the problem. I can't fix their relationship with their child. And so it gets really tiring. It gets exhausting because I want to help them, but you can't fix it. And so being able to say, I cannot fix this. I can help as much as I can, but I can't fix it because ultimately it's up to you to do the hard work to do it. It's tiring, honestly. And so, and the other part of that is that when I walk into a room, because I'm supposed to be an expert on something, I'm very aware of the fact that, frankly, I am not an expert on anybody's life here. I think about things, I try my best, but I do not have the right to think that I am an expert or even begin to think that I understand your lives. So that's something that I'm constantly thinking about. But it's tiring, honestly. It gets tiring.
I have one back here. Say your name.
My name's Bella Jurica, and my question is, what's your favorite part about writing your book?
Being done. Rosalind said being done. And that's true. There comes a point when you're writing a book where you just think you can't look at it another minute. My favorite part is two things. One is losing myself in writing, losing track of time. That's like the greatest thing, and feeling like, oh God, like I'm just so into this. And my other favorite part is that I usually don't realize why I wrote a book until I'm about halfway through it.
Yeah.
Like the reason reveals itself to me in some like deep way where it's like, oh, that's what was inside of me wanting to know the answer to this question.
I wrote a book for boys, about boys, and so I had it for 2 or 3 years. I was working with boys day in and day out, and I still do. And arguing with them and debating them and hearing about the ridiculous things that they did, it was so much fun, but it was also at the same time, I learned so much from that process, and that's why I like doing what I do.
Okay, ladies, we have one final question, and then we're
there's someone in the back that's going to explode if we don't ask their question, and I'm feeling very guilty. So,
Sarah, do you mind?
You
Okay.
can ask that question, but I just need that.
You need it to
taken
happen.
care of.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do 2 final ones, then we'll finish up with our prizes. Okay, can you introduce yourself and ask your question?
Okay, my name is Inez, and my question is, like, 2 months ago or something like that, my best friends got together, and I felt very excluded, and I wanted to know if it was, like, too late to confront her and ask her why I wasn't invited, or if I just kind of, like, should let it go.
You do it. Me? Okay.
This is your sweet spot.
It is my sweet spot. It's true. This is my wheelhouse. I would say that if your feelings are making it hard to have a real relationship with this person, then you must tell her. And if a real relationship with this person matters to you, then you must tell her. And that's the answer. Because as soon as girls stop sharing what they really feel, their relationships become fake and resentful. And if you want to know why girls are so often complaining about backstabbing and going behind each other's backs, it often comes back to someone being upset and not talking about it. So does the relationship matter to you? Does being real in that relationship matter to you? Then you must tell her. And then I think you should answer the burning question.
Well, I don't know what it is. I just, it's like she was stressing me out.
This is for you.
My name is Sion, and I was wondering who encouraged you to write your books?
The courage?
Encouraged you to write your books.
Who encouraged, what encouraged me to write The Queen Bees was that I was really frustrated because I thought that the experiences that girls were having were being blown off by people or dismissed as being superficial, and it didn't mean anything, and I didn't think that that was true. I've always gotten really frustrated when I felt that young people's experiences were being dismissed. Like when you fall in love for the first time and somebody says, oh, that's just puppy love, you'll get over it, right? It's like these are big experiences. Or, a friend excluded you and it's like, oh, friendships come and go, you'll get new friends later. These are big experiences. And so I think what encouraged me was that it felt like girls' lives were not being taken seriously. And that was important to me to somehow try and change that in the way that I could.
And I kind of heard your question as who encouraged me? And, nobody encouraged me to write my books. I decided to kind of go against my parents' wishes when I first started to write. And I had like minimum wage jobs and
that's right.
I was a nanny, and I dropped out of law school. I withdrew from law school, and I come from a home where my mom was an immigrant to this country, and she grew up very poor, and so she had a lot of hopes for me. Like that side of my family, like if you're from an immigrant family, you know what I'm talking about. Like your parents really expect you to like be a doctor or a lawyer or do something like legitimate. They don't expect you to write books and like be a nanny. So I didn't have encouragement, but I really wanted to try to do something that I loved, and going to law school wasn't what I loved. And I was lucky enough to meet the right people who helped me with my book. And And I was lucky enough to be able to do what I love. But sometimes you don't have any encouragement to do what you do, and it's really hard.
And you still have to do it.
And you still have to do it. So, and it's particularly hard when you come from a family that has struggled and that has certain expectations for you. But if you find the people around you to support you and to mentor you, they can carry you through some of those challenges. So I would just say, to conclude, I'm really proud of the girls.
And I have no problem staying here.
Yeah, we can, I mean, we'll hang out a little bit to talk. I'm really proud of the girls for hanging in. You guys stuck it out with me. I know it's hard to be here on a Sunday, and it's beautiful, and you did an amazing job. So I would give yourselves a big round of applause for that. And you can learn more about Rosalind at her website, rosalindwiseman.com, and on my website, rachelsimmons.com. And anything you want to say?
No, it was fun. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Should we stay? Should we go? Should we step off? Thanks, step off. Okay. All right.
Thank you. So we have some more drawings to do. But let's go ahead and give it up for Rachel and Rosalind. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we have the FC Dallas gift pack to give away. And it's Keisha T. Okay. So we're going to give away 5 sets of the books, so you guys can have those autographed in the back after the session. So start pulling. First book winner is Liliana Venturoni. Liliana? Yeah? Okay. Raven Porter. Raven Porter. Oh, she's back there. Taylor Chappell. Sylvia Sellers. Is there Sylvia? She has the book back here. Sylvia's up here.
Okay, last book.
And the last book goes to Lauren. How you is it?
Hahi?
It's Hahe. Yay! Lauren, congratulations. Okay, we have another selfie stick. And that goes to Gil Lee. Is it Jick? Is that Jick?
G-I-Z-Z or G-I-I-Z?
It's G-I-C with a Z middle name and Lee. No?
Okay.
Gia. Is it Gia? Is there a Gia Lee?
No,
is that her? Okay. I'm trying to give it away, right?
Uh-oh.
Is this Gia? Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay. So we have the Beats by Dre, and we're going to pull from the Bingo People Bingo. Beats by Dre goes to Lauren Higgins. Where's Lauren? Is that it?
Yeah, okay. Okay, ladies, thank you. I hope you guys have had a fantastic time. I know we've all learned a whole lot and had an amazing conversation. So we now want to turn it back to Rosalind Dawson Thompson to close us out.
Well, I want to thank everyone, and especially thank Veronica and Jasmine for being pretty awesome ladies themselves, right? Terrific. And I have to admit a bias. I always love another Rosalind. You know, it's kind of, Rachel, you're awesome too. But thank you both. And for all of you girls, go out and be everything that you heard today. Be everything that you are inside. Be your best selves. And know that we're right here behind you and giving you all the speed in your wind and under your sails that we can. Thank you very much for being here.
strangers fall in love when we got our hot pants on and up. And yes, of course we does. We run in this town just like a club. And no, you don't want to mess with us. Got Jesus on my necklace. Got that glitter on my eyes. Stockings ripped all up the side.
Hey, ladies, before you leave, this is DJ Girlbot. I'd love to take a picture with all of you beautiful ladies before y'all take off. So if y'all would step on the stage with me really quick and we'll take a selfie. Any of the girls that want to take a picture with me real quick?
We're tearing it apart. You know we're superstars. We are who we are. We're dancing like we're dumb. Our bodies go numb. We'll be forever young. You know we're superstars. We are who we are. DJ, turn it up. It's about damn time to live it up. I'm so sick of being so serious. It's making my brain delirious. I'm just talking truth. I'm telling you about the shit we do. We're